Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, folks. I hope you guys are doing really, really well. Apologies, I'm a couple of minutes late starting my stream. My camera's slightly got moved out of the way. I've been really busy all day, and I'm exhausted from the stream last night because it was like 7 o'clock this morning when I got to bed. And yeah, it's been a hell of a day trying to get ready for the stream today. But I'm here, a couple of minutes late, but I'm ready to go. Huey got first with the command charity, so do check out the charities, guys. You can see right here at the top of the screen, we are $6,155 towards our $10,000 goal. There's only myself and the Mentally left to stream, so you've got about 6 hours of streaming to get that last $4,000 done. And if you do, this is all going to get shaved off. So there we go. I haven't updated the build command just yet. I will do that in a second. You're catching me right at the very the busiest day of my life today. It's been really, really busy. So I haven't managed to update everything, but I will do that. Let me do that now. There you go. That command is now updated. You can now use the build command and you can take a look at what we're building today. Right, okay, so there we go. Apologies, guys. I'm going to calm down now. Acidic Pure, thank you very much for joining, man. Vogon, good evening, sir. Rob, thank you very much for being here. Socialite, Nathan Alphaman, Whitsellers, guys, I'm really, really happy to see you all. Carter's here too, as is Oxy, as is George as well. Whitsellers, thank you very, very much for the 11 months of subs and being excited for this build. Rob says, what's up? Hey man, busy day, but I'm here and calming down. Jade Beard doing well. My beard is huge. My wife actually nearly cried when I told her I might have to shave it off for charity. She was almost in tears because she really likes it. Build command's updated now. George says, how much for me to remove my eyebrows? If we're at 15k, I'll shave one eyebrow off. How about that? I really don't want to shave an eyebrow off. I'd rather give something away another keyboard than shave an eyebrow off. I want some mauves real bad. Yeah, I'm not building with mauves today. So there we go. What kind of cream is that in the coffee? This is just standard whole milk in the coffee, made from my bean to cup machine just a second ago. I'm terrible with latte art, so it's just kind of poured in there as milk, but hey, the coffee tastes good, so that's all I worry about. I am me, you are you. Thank you very much for raiding with a party of 149 people. Welcome to the stream, guys. We've got Zapper here as well. You, Mineral, Uncreated Mind is here saying hiya. Hey man, good to see you. Dirt Potato, Shiny Crumb, Fashion Fruit, Penguin Droppings is here. Alansky, Racing Giraffe, Visionaire's here as well. Jeremy, Kigan, gosh, loads of people. Nine Walker. Never seen that name before, but I'm really glad to have you here. Aslan, Egret, loads and loads of people. I can't catch it with everyone. How much for JO1 dent test? George, you're not supposed to do things that punish keyboards. Punish me, not the keyboards. Think of those things. Did I hear you rather give away a board than shave an eyebrow? Yeah, if it hits 15k, I'll give away a board again. I've already given away one board. So for those that you don't know, the Space 65 that we'll be building in just a minute, that was actually a personal board of mine, and I said to someone yesterday if they donated $900 and took us past the $4,000 mark in the Top Pack stream last night, that I would let them have a 65% keyboard of mine. And they did just that. They donated $900. So there we go. I see that Jason from the Key Company has topped that now. He's just up here with $1,000, so he is the big bidder. But there we go. It's crazy. It's crazy. Imagine if we had a JO1 that we could auction live on stream. I'm not sure we can auction live on stream. I think we can do, like, if someone says, I'll buy that for you, then we can do it. But maybe. I don't know. Ropes here as well. Hey, gamers. All the best to you. Salvin CNC. Salvin, we need to still catch up. We've still not managed to catch up. I've been so busy today. I meant to message you earlier on. I will speak to you in the next couple of days because I need to ask you a ton of questions. So do watch out for that. Yeah, stain them with acrylic paint. What am I staining? Oh, you wouldn't then want or stain with acrylic paint. I see, George. I see. I know that you've done that. So yeah. It happens. J-dent test. Well, I'm going to actually end up with a massive bruise here. You really can't quite see it, but I'm going to end up with a massive bruise here because I trapped my hand in the gate of my warehouse yesterday, and all around here is really tender. So I've already done my dent test. Someone got a shirt. Yes, someone got Brian's shirt. I can't remember who got that. Was it Max? I think Max got his shirt. Yes. If they hit our final goal, I'll singe all the arm hair off the underside of my forearms with fire in my office. Right, okay, well, I'd like to see that, so... Tiny Shiny Crumb says, hope you're doing okay, Jay. I am. I'm just really, really, really busy today and really stressed out about the stream because, you know, it's a big thing to be doing for charity. So for clackerscare, you can see it right here at the top of the screen, right there. You know, go check it out. Definitely check it out. Unwashed tea. Yeah, he got the unwashed tea. JO1, how much? I only have, well, okay, guys, so I have one spare JO1. I have my personal one and I have one spare one, but the JO1 revision is coming really, really soon. Like, really, really soon. Literally as we speak, the prototype is being machined. So I got confirmation from the manufacturer earlier today that they were machining the board right today. So hopefully it should be with me in the next couple of weeks. But we might have a J series board that I'm showing you later on today. So we'll have a look at that. Don't be stressed, the stream's going to be great. Yeah, normally I don't get worried about streaming. I'm never usually stressed or nervous when I stream. Today it's a little bit different. Show it. I'm not showing the JO1 revision today. No, you'll see that in a couple of weeks. Keep your eyes peeled on Insta for that. There'll be some leaks on Insta soon. So yeah, we'll wait for that. Build command does not work. What? Pretty sure it does. Let me have a look. Yeah, build. There you go. It's working. Depleted Vespine just did it. It is on a timeout. It's on a 20-second timeout. So if you do it within 20 seconds of someone else, it won't work. Which is why it didn't work when I did it. But yeah, it works. It's just on a timeout, dude. That's all. It's just on a timeout. You should just sit in the background on the wall one day and see if anyone notices. I don't think the camera gets close enough to be able to see that, but maybe. You can see the JO1 actually just behind me there with the white keycaps on and the brass pen rail. You can just see that just there. But yeah. So today we are going to be building the Space 65 for GPNW, who donated the $900 yesterday. It's right at the side of me. So I'll talk you through that build in a second. I'm trying to theme it as best I can with what I've got lying around because it was a really unplanned build and I was supposed to be building something else today. So we're going to have a look at that. Once we've done that, I do have the production JO2, which I will be building next week. So for those of you who joined the JO2 group buy or saw the JO2 group buy, the actual first board off the production line is with me now. I've got it at the side of me. I am going to build it a week today on the stream, but I will show you it today as well. I'm not going to take it apart or anything else, but I'll show you because it's test fit together and everything. But next week I want to show you how the new gaskets get installed and everything else because they're all adhesive, and it's just a much simpler build process. So I'm really, really excited to show you guys that next week. Is the humming part of the music? The humming might be my fan because it's really cold. The music's on the TV behind me, so it's I can't stream all the time with headphones on, especially when it's warm and during the daylight. So I only tend to do one stream a week with headphones on to protect my hearing. But yes, there is music on in the background. Yeah. So, right, it's got to be the fan. Yeah, the fan is on because it's really warm today in my office. The stream lights that are above me, they're really, really hot, so it gets really, really warm. So I do have a fan on to try and keep it a little bit cool, kind of create a cross breeze coming across the room. So the fan is just over there, and the window is just there, and it kind of helps move the airflow across. I think it's fine because I got mine too on, didn't notice the humming. Yeah, there we go. It's one of those things, guys. Apologies. It's just have to keep cool, otherwise you don't want to see me wiping my brow with sweat every second. I live beside an elevator shaft. No, I haven't done weight room in my house, but I don't have an elevator shaft. AKB James is here. He says, evening Jay, evening man, good to see you, dude. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Do you guys want a sneak peek of the JO2 now? Do you guys want to see that? Would you like to see it? I don't know. Yeah? Okay. Production. This is the production model. So I do have the prototype at the side of me, which is disassembled and it's all in parts. But this is the production model, guys. So this is the first one off of the production line. As you can see, it's a JO2. The titanium plate is sadly James AKB's. That won't be coming with it. I have test fit some gaskets. Yeah, do that mentally. Turn it on now. Yeah, so here we go, guys. Excuse the fingerprints. I have been manhandling this like crazy for the past couple of days, but the anodization's come out really nice and smooth. It's absolutely lovely. Pen rail and brass, really, really clean and crisp. Much better than the prototype that I had done. So really excited to show you guys that next week. We'll be building that up, I'll show you how the gaskets get installed, which are dead easy now. It takes 2 minutes instead of, for anyone who's built a JO1, mentally I think you've built one, it's a pain. The new JO1 and the JO2 have adhesive gaskets. It takes 30 seconds to put the gaskets in instead of like 20 minutes of fighting them. So there we go. So there we go. Uri FTW is here as well. He says, hello, good sir. Hello, man. Glad to see you. Glad to have you here. GPNW says, yo, I'll match up to $500 in donations in the next 20 minutes. Awesome, man. Thank you, dude. So GPNW is the guy that donated $900 yesterday, which got him this board. And we'll talk through that build in a second. What is that blue board you have over there? Love it. This is my Volcano 660 with original Triumph Adler typewriter keycaps and TA90 modifiers. We built it last week on stream. It's alright, I've been enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to getting a new plate and PCB though, so I can build it ISO. This particular PCB supports it, but the PCB has problems. The plate doesn't support ISO, but I've got a carbon fibre plate and a replacement PCB coming. So there we go. But yeah, these are Triumph Adler from a typewriter. There you go. So these are from a vintage typewriter. Looks pretty good though, right? Yeah, it's one of the nicest looking boards I've got. I've got some nice boards, and then some nice boards, and then some really nice boards, and some really crappy boards, but hey, it happens. That is one of my favourite boards. Anyway, let me show you the Space 65. So the first thing we're going to do today is show you the stabilisers we're going to be using. We are going to be using some gold wires, but we're going to be using C3 stabs, which I've got in this lovely purple colour. And of course some screws as well across a couple of bags. There should be enough there to put them in. Just the rest of the purple ones here. So these are the stabilisers we're going to be using. Nice and simple. I do have some silver wires that we're not going to be using. I'll move them to one side. Plate, carbon fibre. This is the standard stock plate that comes with the board. So this has been desoldered today and it's ready to reuse. I have given this a nice little clean up, so it's all looking good and tasty. Here's the PCB. I do need to remove the old stabilisers. They were from my personal build, so I'll be removing those, replacing them with the C3 ones. So there we go. Switches, we'll be using Trash Pandas. So now you can start to see the theme. You can see the purple stabilisers, purple switches. GPNW wanted tactile and lubed, so I spent about 2.5 hours lubing these like crazy this afternoon. These are really nicely lubed. They're lubed 205 grade 0 on the stem and Krytox 104 on the spring. They are stock springs, but they're feeling pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them, pretty consistent. So those are the ones that are going into the board. So nice purple theme that you can see. Purple and black and carbon fibre and all of that kind of good stuff is kind of how I was trying to theme it. But with gold wires, and the reason I went with the gold wires is because we've got gold screws, so the board takes gold screws. So I kind of went with the gold wires, just try and theme it all together and try and make it a nice build, because GPNW donated a huge amount of money. Thank you very, very much. There was a donation just then that I missed. It just came up on screen, I was looking away. I think it was $25. Oh, Visionaire was $20. Thank you very much, dude. Visionaire, thank you very much, man. Whew. And oh, there we go. It's popped up again. Maybe there was one before that. Then let me see. $6,200 Upass, and a $25 as well. Visionaire. Can you ping me the link, Visionaire, so I can check who's donated? Oh, there we go. There it is. Cool. I'll get that up, and then I've got it to hand. So who did the $25 before? It was Robert Richards. Thank you very much for the $25. He says, let's get it, boys. Absolutely. We're getting there. We're getting there. So there we go. Rob27 Shred. Awesome. Thank you very much, dude. Really, really appreciate that. Cool. So we're getting up there. $6,200. That's a pretty nice sum of money. We'll see how that goes. Is that on our one PCB? Yes, this is round one PCB. Yes. Space 65, that's what we're building today. Let me show you guys the case as well. Now there is some spare parts to this, I haven't dug them out yet. Depleted Vespine, thank you very much for the $5. He says battleships ahoy, thank you very much for that, dude. This is the case that we'll be giving away today, or giving to GPNW who donated $900 yesterday. As you can see, it does have the kind of detail just on the inside, which is what was included on oh gosh, what was the name of the space mission now? I've forgotten the name of it. Oh, what was the name of the mission now? It's furthest one from Earth now. It's right out there. Voyager, that's it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. This is what was actually included and inscribed on Voyager, and this is the logo that Voyager had inscripted on it as well. Flipping the board over, you can see the Grey Studio and Space 65 logo. I have got some spare feet. I did take the old ones off, so there will be new feet, but they're in a box with some other spare parts. The other spare parts I do have is a red back plate, which will go with the board, and also a red aluminium plate as well, I think, for the PCB. But we're going to build it with the carbon fibre today because I think that's the best solution for this. And yeah, that's where we're going to go. So it's looking really nice. So I can't wait to finish this board off and get that sent over to GPNW and make sure he's happy with that. Hopefully it doesn't short. This PCB's been working in this board for about, I don't know, about 8 months, 9 months, and I haven't used the board very often, but it does work, or it worked earlier on when I tested it. The CF and Trash Panda should be a sweet feeling combo. It'd be a great feeling combo. Melon Bread, thank you very much for donating the $20. Thank you, dude. We're getting up there, boys. $6,225. Get in there. We're on the way. Not got too far to go now. We've got Minor Mintily stream left to go, and we'll get there. Thanks, want folks to donate. I'll match up to 500 in the next 20 minutes. There you go, guys. If we can get up to 500 in the next 20 minutes, he's gonna match it and take his total up to 1,400 if he can. So there we go. Get donating, guys, and he's gonna match up to $500. Okay, so without much further ado, folks, the first thing to do is remove the old stabilizers from this particular PCB, because I just didn't get a chance to do this before the stream. So I'm really, really sorry about that. I have been super busy all day, rushing around, lubing switches, desoldering keyboards, and doing 1,001 other things as well. So, Melodet, thank you very much. That's another $10 to Direct Relief. We're getting up there. We're getting there. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's take these stabilizers out. So. These take a mini hex key. Let's see if we've got the right size here. Or are these Torx? These are Torx, not hex. There we go. That's a turn up for the books, guys. I've got some old Torx screws in here. There we go. I'm on mobile and stream isn't working. Oh, sorry, Upas. You know I love you, dude. Sadness, yeah. Upas is one of the good guys in this hobby. One of the nicest guys you could possibly wish to meet. Big thanks to Upas for donating a wrecked 1800 to the auction. It's currently $750. That's awesome. I kind of would quite like a wrecked 1800. Okay, is that all of them? No, there we go. Missed on the ISO enter. Wrecked is gorgeous as Nat. Mintily, sorry. Nat? I don't know why I called you Nat. Mintily. Brutal, Savage, Wrecked. Yeah, Destroyed is the Alice one, right? Okay. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to nip out and get some tissue just to wipe this PCB down with. There we go. Apologies about that. Get the dog to stream while you're away. Maybe. Just want to make sure we've got any of the dielectric grease that was on here from before just off. Keep it nice and clean. Okay, give it a wipe over. Make sure it's relatively clean and tidy. I will clean this down with isopropyl alcohol as well before it ships. There we go. Awesome. So there you go, guys. You can see PCB is looking pretty nice. Has been desoldered once, so there is a little bit of solder in there, but it's pretty clean. That was a very rushed desoldering job earlier on today, but it's fine and it's going to work just fine. Did we get another donation while I wasn't here? Did we? Socialite with $100 for a good cause supported by good people. Thank you, man. Thank you, Socialite. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's get these new stabilizers built up and put together. Okay, so we have been asked to build this ANSI. GPNW, if you want to change any of the layout, now's the time. But how I'm building this, I believe, is backspace, ANSI, enter, split right shift, because it has to be split for this board, but full left shift, and then a 6.25U space. So that's how I plan to build it. GPNW, if you have any issues with that, now is the time to say no. What about using ISO master race? Well, the winner of the board Vogon isn't an ISO user. Okay, he's comfortable with that, so that's the layout we're going to go with. He's an ANSI user, so we're going to build an ANSI board for him. I just want to see Jay's baby face. My wife nearly cried earlier on when I told her that I might have to shave off my beard. She was absolutely distraught over it. So, yeah. That's what I'll have to put up with if it happens. We'll see. We'll see how we get on with that. Every other stream I try works except for Top Clack. Oh, Upas. I have no idea what's going on. I don't think we're dropping any bits or anything like that. It's looking good. 0 drop frames, 6,251 kilobits per second. It's all looking good. Should be 1080p. Shouldn't have any issues at all. Upas. I'm getting kind of attached to my quorum beard too. Yeah, my wife is really attached to this. I usually try and keep fairly clean shaven and just keep the goatee, but the wife has really taken to liking the full-on beard experience. So. When was the last time you had a baby face? When I was about 12. Since I fully shaved my face about 5 times. That was probably about 12 or 13. Captain Chua, thank you very much for the $25 to Direct Relief. Really appreciate that, dude. Small doubt, just got to doubt that a smidge. What are you doubting? What are we doubting? What are we doubting here? Jay might not even know how to shave. I know how to shave. I usually get the barber to keep me trim and stuff like that, but yeah. I'm not looking forward to having to have no beard. Let me be quite blunt and honest about that. But hey, if it's for a good cause, it's for a good cause. Okay, time to lube up these stabilizers now. Just going to put a nice thick blob on the wire, and then we're going to pop them in the housings. And then we'll lube the housings once the full stabilizer's together. Making sure there's a nice even coverage, not too much. It's always easy to add more lube later on if it's not enough than it is to remove lube. Jay's been wearing a fake beard all this time. I wish, dude, because then it wouldn't bother me if I had to shave it off. I'm really nervous for that, like genuinely really nervous. Thank you very much for the subscription. Just call me Nige. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate that. Just call me Nige. What a great username. I don't want to cut off my beard again ever. Yeah, I'm only going to do it if it's for a good cause. It makes me really nervous to think about it. Genuinely, I haven't been clean shaven for the best part of 20 years now. Like I say, I was probably 12, 13 when I started shaving, and I've probably had the goatee since about then. I'm 35 now, so you do the math. It's been a long time. I won't be streaming the shave, no. I'll just have no beard on the next episode of Top Clack. I may take a small video of it, or like some pictures or something. Just not full beard. I see what you mean then. Yeah, I've had the goatee for, man, so many years. It must be close to 20 years. Well, I mean, you'll see the results. Pics or it didn't happen. Well, you'll see the end result, won't you? So it will have happened. You guys will see that, even if I don't take pics. Just to take a photo of it in the mid. Yeah, just don't shave it all off, just shave half of it off, right? And then I can just look at the wife like this and look at you guys like that, and one side will have a beard and one side won't. That might be a nice compromise. I still keep this trim, especially around my mouth, but I haven't shaved properly in months. Shaved off the bottom left and top right first. Ugh. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We have to hit the goal first. We're only at 6,410, so... Oh yeah, we're not doing any giveaways today for the game codes. Sorry about that, I haven't turned it off. Giveaways will be back next week with the game codes. We're not doing any of those today, I'm afraid. It's all about making sure that we get the right donations in for ClackersCare. Supporting that great charity. The links will pop up periodically as well, so you guys can go check it out. There's a silent auction, so you guys can take a look at the silent auction. Some ton of great prizes up for available there, with some good prices and some high prices as well. The goal's just up in this top corner, dude. Just up here, $10,000. We're at 6,410. We're aiming to hit $10,000 by the end of the next person in the stream cycle, which is Mintley. She's in chat right now, and she's streaming straight after I finish in about 2.5 hours. So we're going to finish doing this build here, and then we're going to take a look at the JO2 in a little bit more detail. And if we still need to fill some time, I did get my milk cases in earlier on this week, so we can always give those a quick build. 2% milk. Nice little macro pads. So there we go. Okay. J-score the milk. If we get around to building it, we might have time for a J-score. All depends. It will be getting quite late by the time here in the UK, by the time we hand over to Mintley, which will be 11 o'clock my time in about 2.5 hours. I think that's 6 PM Eastern time, which is 3 PM Western time, Pacific time. I think, if my math is right. Okay, almost there in terms of putting them stabilised together. We still need to go back and just lube the sliders, just make sure everything's going to be friction free. Give the ISO some competition. Rabbit Sensei's here as well. He says, "Hey JJ, hey man, good to see you, dude. Glad to have you on stream today." ISO best. Yeah, I kind of want another ISO. It doesn't really make much difference whilst I'm on lockdown, but I kind of want one for my office job when I go back to that. Okay, now we're just going to lube the sliders. Got plenty of lube still on the brush. I'm not going to add any more just yet. I'm just going to give it a light coating on the side of these sliders. Simon accused me of something earlier on today, and I'm not sure what he was accusing me of, but like he messaged me and he was like, "Oh Jay, I saw what you did," and it's like, "What did I do?" And he's like, "You did this," and it's like, that wasn't me. So yeah. It was all fun and games. When I say accused, it was all friendly banter. It wasn't anything serious. You have a doppelganger? I think it was fake Jay. I think he's actually in chat. Something about using his crotch camera or something. Jay, I know what you did last summer. What did I do last summer? Last summer, I went to Budapest. Spent some time in Budapest. I went to Cyprus. Spent some time in Cyprus. What else did I do? I think that was about it. Thank you very much, Skewed, for the $200. $200, guys. $200. $6,610 we're at now. Almost there. Do you know, it'd be really, really nice if we could break $7,000 during this segment of the stream. It would be awesome. Awesome to do that in the next couple of hours. And then Mintley's got the last 3k to make. This community is awesome. Mintley, I completely agree. It's doing so well, so well. Wait, so I have to hit 3k. Hey, this is my second stream. We did like 2.5k last time. If I can do another 1k this time, that'd be great. That's a lot of pressure. You can do it. You can do it. Just smile, show off them pearly whites, and people will be really, really happy to give some money, I'm sure. Good thing you got the AC turned on now. Absolutely. I'll be there watching Mintley. Don't worry. Are these stabs from Durac? No, these are C3 stabs. I'm using these because I wanted to theme the build. And we're using Trash Panda switches, so these match fairly well to the Trash Panda switches. Stash is here as well, Stash builds. Nice to see you, man. Okay, I think that's all of these lube now. There we go. There we go, boys. Pearly Whites, that's a good name for a switch. Yeah, it is. Have you ever tried the Taobao 205 loop? No, I haven't. I tend to get mine direct from Miller Stevenson, so yeah. Dirt Potato asks what lube I'm using. I'm just using thick dielectric grease for the stabilizers. If you guys want to see the brand, that's the brand. Silicone grease, dielectric grease. I use it a lot I restore classic cars as well. I use it a lot there as well. Okay, so time to put the stabilizers in the board. So I'm going to start with the backspace one. I just did C3 with tangerines. Always nice, you can make it all match. Absolutely, and even more so because this isn't for me. This is for GPNW. So because this is his board now, I definitely want to make it that little bit extra special if we can. Remember guys, whenever you're tightening stabilizers in like this, the idea isn't to try and crush the PCB with the screw, you're just trying to put it in nice and light. So you want to make sure it's firmly fastened, but you don't want to over tighten it, so just finger tight. As soon as you start to feel a little bit of resistance, give it another quarter turn, leave it there. That tab link that's been floated around is for Mix 205 and 105, not 205 G2, just so everyone knows. It looked much thinner. Soup, damn, did I miss something? GPNW, it did $500. Thanks, man. That's 7,000. There we go. We already hit it. Let's shut the stream down mentally. Your turn to take over. That was the match I promised. GPNW, thank you, man. I didn't even see that pop up. I was so enthralled in screwing in his stabilizer, I didn't even see that pop up. Wow, $500 just like that. That's $1,400 he's donated. Basically, he's donated $1,400 in exchange for a board. Now I really want to make sure this is a special build for him. Yeah, showing off my lube and I was completely distracted. Yeah, wow, $1,400. A $500 donation and a $900 donation. That is what dedication looks like, guys. Wow. I'm kind of blown away by that, dude. Kind of blown away. What GMK set is he getting? So I'm going to give him... so he's going to get 2 packages off me. He's going to get one with the board, which is going to ship probably early next week once I've finished the build and everything else. I will have to go to my warehouse to get a box and everything else, but that's probably going to ship Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on when DHL can come and collect. And then the other thing I'm going to do is when GMK bleached ships, because I bought a ton of extras for my store, I'm going to make sure that I send him a copy of that as well. So he's going to get a set of bleached in the near future. So as soon as that ships, I will send him one of the extras of that, completely free. $1,400 could get you a PC Think 6.5. That's a bit overpriced in my head. I'm not sure I'd pay that much for a Think. But yeah, wow, I'm blown away by that, dude. Blown away. Just, that's such a huge amount of money. Thank you very much, man. Really, really appreciate that. It's all about the cause. That's really, really good of you to say, man. And you're absolutely right. It is all about a cause. And it's a really good cause as well. And it just proves just how much this community does care when we see generosity like this in the community. It's really nice to see. It's really nice to be part of. And you guys make me proud every single day when I see this kind of thing. Okay. Feels okay, man. It feels amazing, man, to just see the community rally behind stuff like this. It's just so good to see. What's the desk mat? It's one that was on Novel Keys. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's basically got a fox in there. My camera keeps dropping. I need to fix the bracket that it's attached to, I think. Papa J, proud of us, D-Gens. Yeah. Also kind of jealous of some of the collections that you guys have got. Like, some of the keyboards you guys have got out there, put mine to shame. Really do. Okay. There we go. We just now need to put the 6.25U spacebar in. And then make sure everything lines up. What keycaps is going to put on this Space 65? Just for the build today, I'm going to put a set on there. Those keycaps aren't going to ship with the board. I am going to send a set of GMK bleached to GPNW instead. So that will be a couple of months away at least until the group buy ships. But I will send him a full set of those in the future. So I wonder if anyone can guess what I'm going to put on this board. Actually, I'll give you a clue. It's a blue set. It's a blue set. See if you guys can guess. It's not Striker, no. Okay, there we go. That's all of our stabilizers installed. Rob's right, Mizu is the right answer. He's the first one with the right answer. We are going to be using Mizu today. Definitely want to take a look at that. Triumph Adler. I've got about 9 sets of Triumph Adler now. In fact, I do need to send one to oh gosh, to Rudy, because he does all of our voice sound effects for when you guys do bits and donations and things like that. Just realised the chat's getting cut off by my window. Let's just move that down a bit. There we go. That looks better. Cool. Okay, so that's our stabilizers in. Let's now check and make sure that the plate fits. We've got everything in a good position and place. That looks all good. So GP&W, the only other thing I need to know from you is, do you prefer stepped or full caps lock? So do you prefer stepped caps lock, that is this one here? Let me bring this onto stream. Stepped caps lock like this, or do you prefer a full caps lock, so it's a full key? That's the only thing we didn't confirm before the stream. There is only one right answer, but hey, it's up to him. The right answer is whatever he wants. Choose wisely. Yeah, there will be disappointment galore if a certain answer isn't given. Full. Okay. You asked for full. I'm going to do that before I forget. What do we think, guys? Are we going to let him off with full caps lock? Is that acceptable to you folks? You fine folks? This is where you can see that the purples are slightly different between the two, but hey, I got it as close as I could. Not ISO Master Race and full. Hey man, that's what the guy wants. That's what he wants. It's his choice. You know, he's paid his money. He's done the challenge that we set out for the board. What he does here is entirely up to him. He wants full caps lock. That's what he's going to get. What is your most prized keyboard I own? Probably the J series, because the JO1 and the JO2, because they're just kind of like, they've been with me a long time and they've gone through a lot of stuff. I do have other keyboards that I really, really do love. I've got a classic Commodore keyboard that I got a couple of weeks ago. Really big fan of that. I've got a couple of Janes. Really big fan of those. A ton of boards that I really like, but I think if I could only keep, you know, any of the boards that I've got here right now, it would be my JO1 and JO2, my personal boards. Can you talk about the isolation mount on the J series? Yeah, sure. So on the J series board, we've got a plate, carbon fibre, that's held in place by 3 gaskets. We've got a gasket that presses into the brass middle. In fact, I can show you what they look like in a few minutes. Let's build this, and I can show you guys how that all goes together. And then we'll build, as I say, JO2 next week. But effectively, the plate is completely isolated, it's surrounded. So you've got a layer that goes underneath the PCB, so underneath the plate. You've got a layer that goes around the edge of the plate, and then you've got a layer that goes around the top of the plate as well. So it completely isolates it from the case, so the plate cannot touch the case in any way, shape or form. Those are made of nitrile rubber. And it offers a unique opportunity to really hear the sound of your switches, plate and keycaps and see what they're all about, rather than hearing noise transferred into the case. It completely isolates it. Missed like all the streams. Well, you're here now, Bouncy Bouncy Chillups. Yeah, you're here now, dude. That's all that matters. Okay, I am going to cheat and use some keycaps just to make sure we get the right bottom row here in a second once we get to that. And the other thing I do need to do as well is when we start to solder the board together, these switches don't particularly hold well into the PCB. So we're going to solder a couple in the centre, we're going to solder one in each corner, and then that should give us the right kind of pressure to be able to carry on soldering the rest of the board. So they clip nicely into the plate, but as I say, in the PCB, they don't hold particularly tight. So if I lift that up, the PCB feels very loose. Feels like it might drop off, so we'll just solder a couple of switches to hold it all together nicely. What's that behind me? Oh, that's just a TV with some music playing on. It's just that's all it is. So it's whatever was on the YouTube video. Yeah, just a TV on the wall. What am I cheating for now? What am I cheating for? Love the look of that board. Thanks, man. Do you prefer the H1 switches stock or loop? I think stock, they're pretty good. They're a damn good switch stock, and I kind of don't see the need to do anything to them. For 99% of the hobby, I just don't think they need any work doing to them. The only thing I will say is if you do take them apart to do anything, you do need to switch film them afterwards, because they do become kind of loose once they've been opened up once. So that's the only thing I would say. Got a builder's wet dream for setup. Thanks, man. You should see my workshop. That's even better. This is just my home office. What is that tray you got for those switches? This is just a piece of... I actually got this off of Taobao, Salvin, so it's just a piece of acrylic. I use this to lube switches, so I'll put the bottoms of the switches in there, and then I'll add the bits as I've lubed them into it, and then I'll put the tops on afterwards. But yeah, it's just nice. I do kind of want to make one out of aluminium. Just have like a full-on tray, and have spots for all the different parts. So I have put spots for the tops, and have spots for the springs, and have spots for the stems. That's kind of like something that's on my mind. I do have a step file of one that I've designed. I just need to actually get around to doing something with it. Some power tools, yeah. Well, maybe some workshop streams soon. I do a lot of work on the cars there and stuff like that as well. So definitely something to maybe share at some point. Right, okay, I'm just going to use the caps that I had on this keyboard. We're not going to use these caps for anything other than just for fitting up and making sure we've got the bottom row laid out properly. So I'm literally just going to grab the bottom row keycaps here, just to make sure we've got everything nicely done. Hate the stupid bags that come in. So do you know what I do for storage of switches? I'm gonna have to get the top case, I think that's where I want to go. I tend to use, so you can probably see one behind me, mason jars, just mason jars for switches. There's one just over on the back there. That's what I tend to use. Okay. Please make an LU one through JRCF. An LU one of these. I could do a CF one. That's relatively easy to do, and I can order some of those if people are interested. We can get a mini group buy going for them. Maybe in 5mm thick carbon fibre, and maybe we can do some aluminium ones as well. Maybe I should have a chat with Salvin about doing some aluminium ones. If I send you the step file, Salvin, you fancy making one? Could try. There we go. That's what I like to see. Positivity in the community. In fact, actually, Salvin, you know what we should... Oh, I forgot to switch in the right rotation. You know what we should use for that? That other stuff that you haven't milled for me yet? That could be quite interesting. Okay, so that switch isn't going to hold in because the plate doesn't hold it properly. Now he's interested. Now he's interested. Because you have got two big pieces of that. And I only need one of those for what we've talked about before. So we could use the other one. Okay. Just making sure everything is in here and looking good. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. That switch isn't going to hold in place because of the size of the switch hole, so we're just going to leave that one out for now, and then when we put everything back together, we'll be able to make sure it's correct, and we'll solder that switch in last. All the others should hold in place though. The only one that might not is this one here. In fact, I'll take that out now, and we'll just do those two switches last. Everything else should be okay. But as I say, we are going to solder a couple of the points first. 3 spare switches, not a bad thing to have. Okay guys, so we're at that point of the stream now where I'm going to start soldering in a minute, which means that you guys can ask me any questions. that you like. You can ask me a question about keyboards. You can ask me a question about my cars. You can ask me a question about my personal life. You can ask me anything you like, and as long as the answer is Twitch safe, I will be open and honest, and I will give you that answer. So you can ask anything. All you need to do is tag me and say @TopClack, and whilst I'm soldering, I'll just try and look back through chat, look for any tags, and I'll answer any questions that you might ask. So just tag me, ask away, and we'll go from there. I have to be able to understand the question though. So thoughts on the Rawwell Begriff porches? Send me a link, I'll take a look. Cryptoid, may I use the restroom? Yes, you can use the restroom, I will let you. Just got the TS100, any tips for accessories or tools to improve my soldering experience? Take it slow, practice, get a practice kit. That's what I would recommend. You can get some really good, actually UPass does some practice 60 PCBs that you can practice to solder on. So I would recommend trying those out. But soldering is more about taking your time, understanding what you're doing and why. Get some different tips as well, because if you want to do more than just standard through in-switch soldering, then you can get some different tips for different things like SMD soldering and all sorts of other stuff as well. I'm just going to solder a switch in each corner and 2 switches in the center, and what I'm doing here is I'm just putting a bit of pressure on the PCB and plate assembly just to make sure that the switch is aligned and it's in place correctly. And once we've done this, we're going to go through, check all of the switches have no bent pins, and then we'll go through and we'll start soldering the rest of the board. Go. Okay, time to just check there's no bent pins. Okay, next question coming up. How big in centimeters is your big right toe? About 4.5 centimeters long, I'd guess, something like that. I've got quite long toes, so it's about 4.5 centimeters, I'd guess. Rabbit Sensei said, does your wife also have a crazy handbag collection like you have keyboards? How did you know? How did you know? Yes, she does. She has a ton of handbags. One of the things that she has is she has a rule: if we travel anywhere, she buys a handbag whilst we're there and brings it home with her. So whenever we go on a trip abroad or anything like that, she always comes back with a new handbag. Even when we go to somewhere like Centre Parks, she does exactly the same, and she always gets a new handbag on the trip, during the trip, as part of a little treat for herself. It's just a kind of thing that we do now, I guess, and that happens every single trip we take. Okay, doesn't look like we've got any bent pins, so I think we're good to carry on soldering. Oxy says, have you finished your bag of cola battles yet? I actually have, yes, it got finished. Now, I didn't finish it actually. Sadly, the bag was left on my desk a little bit close to the edge, and the dog got hold of them. And she didn't eat them all, she ate about 4 or 5, but she did lick them all. And she was still licking them when I came back into the office a couple of hours later. So she got what was left of them, and then they went in the bin. So yeah, she ate about 4 or 5, I think, and then licked the rest. What made you fall in love with the hobby? What's the story and moment? So I kind of just fell into it, I guess. Like, I've always been interested in collecting things and having nice things of certain things. So by that I mean I've got like some nice cars that I like to collect. I like to collect nice watches. You know, I've always had a thing for collecting and having things that I liked. And I use a keyboard a lot, so I was looking at mechanical keyboards, you know, 7 or 8 years ago now. Wanted something really nice as a daily driver to type on for work and for home. Ended up with a few different boards before I started to discover customs, and yeah, from there it's just grown and grown and grown. I don't think there really was an aha moment. I think it just kind of grew naturally, and my interest just kind of got piqued and kind of increased with more stuff that came out. So I think my first group buy was SA Calm Depths in 2014, and then Carbon and everything else. It started off with the key sets more than the keyboards. I had a Poker 3 and a CM Storm for a long time that used to get all these keycap sets on them. So that's where it all started. It just grew from there, really, I guess. 5 Desert Island albums. Whoa. Okay, so Nirvana, Nevermind, that's got to be up there. Foo Fighters, The Colour and the Shape, that's probably going to be up there. Anything by the Stone Roses, I'd have to have a Stone Roses album there as well. There's a band called The Answer who did an album called Rise. I absolutely adore that, and I go back to it a lot. I listen to it an awful lot, so I'd probably pick that. And then something like the best of Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like that, because the Red Hot Chilies they were a soundtrack to my kind of summer when I was 16, and you know they've been around a long time, and that funky stuff. And a wild card, if I can have a wild card, I'd probably pick Incubus as well. A really big fan of Incubus. I don't know which album I'd pick. Possibly, I've no idea which album I'd pick. I don't know which album I'd pick. I can't decide, but yeah, probably Incubus as an outside pick as well. Your mum does the same thing. Oh, is she collecting the handbags? Yeah, nice. Tastylo says that how much money does it really start to matter less? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. Querty Keys, you didn't tag me, so I can't answer that question, I'm afraid. You have to tag me to be able to answer the questions. What's the most distant place you've ever been from your hometown? Probably Seattle, because it is pretty much half a world away. That's probably the furthest I've been. I went to Seattle last year for the keyboard meetup. But I have been to some far off places. I mean, I'm in the UK, so just to put it into context. So, in fact, maybe some of the Asian places I've been a bit further away. So I've done India and some places around there. Done Thailand, Cambodia. Where else have we done? So maybe that's a bit further away, actually, thinking about it, because the flight was a lot longer, actually. So yeah, probably that sort of area of the world. I just went balls deep and bought an FD88D. I just love the blue and yellow colour. Nice. Gio's here as well. He says, oh shit. Incubus, interesting. Yeah, I like Incubus. I'm a big fan of them, to be honest. If there was a watch you would buy, what would it be? Oh, right now, I'd probably love a Patek Philippe. I had no idea which particular one. I couldn't name one off the top of my head, but that's probably where I'd end up going. I've got a couple of Amigas and just kind of like some interesting watches rather than anything necessarily flash. I like watches that have got a bit of story, a bit of history behind them. So one of my favourites is the Bulova Accutron, which sounds like a pretty generic one, apart from the fact it uses a tuning fork rather than a crystal to determine the time. And it was the first watch that was signed off for use on the railroads in America. So I have a couple of those. Really, really interesting. But I struggle to pick a single watch. Way too many Incubus albums to pick from. Yeah, I absolutely love them. I adore them. Bounty Chillip says, what PSU do you use with the TS100 and what solder is a fellow European? This is Kester solder. It's Kester branded solder. This particular one is 0.7mm thick, and I just used an old laptop one that happened to fit. So I couldn't tell you which one it is. Can you speak other languages than British English? I speak a little bit of French, not much. I understand more than I speak, if I'm completely honest. But I tend to be better with audio than reading. But that's based on me doing my high school exams. So I don't really speak it. I just know a few words. I know a couple of words in German, a couple of words in Greek. Nothing major. My wife speaks fluent Spanish, so she can speak English and Spanish. Do you enjoy molten hot flux spraying on your arms? I don't really have molten hot flux spraying on my arms, but I wouldn't if I did. I really wouldn't enjoy that. What did you think of the Pacific Northwest? Do you know what? I really, really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting Mount Rainier to be as big as it was when I was there, but I really enjoyed my time in Seattle. The weather was great. It was really nice. I didn't see a Starbucks, which was amazing. Some good food, plenty of good people. Big shout outs to Quakums, Sushimi, Josh from Project Keyboard 159, Geo, he was there, or not G10 as he is in chat today. Loads of people. Starstone, just such a good time. Ray, yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. And then going to the meetup was an awesome blast as well. So I met loads of people, like Ryan Norbauer was there, and Melissa from Signature Plastics, Krellbit, loads of people. It was just really good to meet everyone. Next question. Kester, so imported. It used to be on UK Amazon. It's not anymore. So I've almost run out. As you can see, this reel's almost gone. So I need to buy some more. What other hobbies do you have aside from keyboards and cars? I used to play a lot of golf. I don't so much anymore because I just don't find the time for it. And then the only other thing I do really is video games. So I'm still currently playing through Final Fantasy VII, the remake version. Really, really enjoying that right now. Playing a bit of Animal Crossing as well. I haven't touched it for a couple of weeks, so I need to catch up and sort some turnips out on the weekend. Okay. Uno Tastasor Bonjour. The Tastasor's keyboard, right? And Bonjour's hello, so one keyboard hello, I guess. What's the furthest north you've been? What is the furthest south you've been? So I've been to Iceland, which is probably the furthest north I've been. That was really cold. Furthest south? I guess the southern India, I guess that was furthest south. I'd have to double check, but I don't know if Thailand or Cambodia are further south. I'm not quite sure. I've been to Egypt actually, which is pretty much on the equator. That might be the furthest south I've been. I don't know, I can't remember where the equator runs through, but those are the countries that are probably close to it. Okay. Let's just finish off these last couple of questions, and then we'll check and make sure that this works. Now we've finished the soldering. What's the thing you're violently fingering with the soldering iron next to the mast? This is solder holder. This is just a reel of solder, and it just allows me to pull it off nice and smoothly. Although I do want to fix it to the desk so that it doesn't happen. In the workshop I'll probably get another one, fix it to the desk, and then I can just pull it off, and it'll be kind of bolted down using the screw hole in the centre, and I can just pull the roll off and go from there. Second best UK country after England. Second best UK country after England. Scotland. Has to be. Cool. Okay. Now to your right. To my right? That's my mouse. This is just for the soldering iron. This is just some copper wire. It cleans the soldering iron. That's all it's for. You put the soldering iron in, you clean it, and that's it. There you go. Turn the soldering iron off for now. Make sure we're okay. The issue is the implication that Scotland isn't number one. He said after the UK, so he's putting UK at the top. Okay, time to test the PCB. Let's get up Switch Hitter. Let me show you guys Switch Hitter as well so you guys can see it. There it is. And then let's test this PCB, make sure everything works. Corbin Dallas, thank you very, very much for the subscription. It says, salutations, Jay. How's the day going? Really busy, but really good. So, yeah. Let's see how this is working. Make sure everything is... I've forgotten how much I didn't want to use tactile boards anymore. So I know we've got 2 switches left to do. So that's FN. I think that should give us F1. Yep, so that's all working. Let's go back and do those last 2 switches. Yeah, that's why that's not working. Yeah, okay. Okay, all looking good so far. And then last 2 switches. Cool. So let's get these switches done, and then we can finish up soldering for the day. And we can start to put the build back together. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, Easy clap. Yeah. I should have taken bets on if it didn't work or not. QWERTY Keyboards, thank you very much, dude. I missed your $10 subscription earlier on. Thank you for that. Great stream. Thanks for supporting the cause. Man, we were really excited to do it. You know, it's definitely something that we wanted to do. So yeah. Let's just get these last 2 switches soldered, and then we should be good to go. Just going to try and push that switch in a little bit. I'm just conscious that it's not quite straight. There we go. Okay, and then the last switch is just going to go down here. Just going to make sure this is in the right spot. Whoops. Oh well, it's all come apart now. It's fine. There we go. That's now all soldered together. Whoops. Throwing my soldering iron about. From the Midlands, pal, maybe north of you, but so is the bloody Antarctic. Oof, fighting words, guys. Cool. Okay, so all put together now, folks. So that contrast between this build stream and the Quakems featuring Heine Bus. I haven't watched that yet. I didn't realise that that Heine had finally joined. I know he was talking about it. I wasn't aware that he'd actually joined in the end, but I'm glad that he did. I'm sure that was good fun. I will try and check that out over the next couple of days. Try and see if I can catch up. Okay, that's cold now with that coffee. Time for a cold drink. Yeah, well, it was 6 AM when we finished the last stream, so there was no way I was staying up to watch another stream afterwards. I was just way too tired. Yeah, I'll be waiting on the VOD as well. That opening sound was amazing. Thanks. Apologies if it deafened you guys. Right, time to take this apart and then we'll carry on with the build. I'm 100% sure if you don't test the 2 new switches now, they won't work. Oh, right, okay, let's test them. I wasn't gonna. I'm trustworthy of my soldering. Let's test them, let's prove that it works. Okay. There you go. There you go. And then still working. There you go. All working. All good. Oh wait, it didn't come up for you guys. There you go. Let me show you again. There you go. There you go. And then we've still got the F keys up top. So there you go. All working as intended. Space is so nice. Yeah, well, Gio, if you'd have donated $900 plus another $500, you might have been able to get it. Now, as I say, I do need to find some other feet out for this. I do have some spare ones. They are in the original, original box. $140 Canadian, dude, is a huge donation, so thank you very much for that. I may or may not be the highest bidder on something in the silent auction by the end of it. In fact, actually, I probably need Visionaire to tell me when does the silent auction end, because there is something that I do want in that silent auction. $10 PM EST. Oh gosh, I did see Jason's 1K donation. It's still showing up as the highest donation, so I did see that. Yes. Okay, put the top case over there. Take off the brass badge. Just take a look at that. So a few of you guys haven't seen, this is kind of like a diffuser piece that just sits in there nicely. Okay. Jampot's here as well. He says, hey Jay, how's it going? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Okay. Down with freedom musics. Okay. Now, do you have a lot of screws for this particular board for the plate assembly? However, I prefer it personally with just 4 screws in. So GP&W is the owner of this board. If you are unhappy with this, you will be able to add some additional screws. So I tend to just put the ones at the side in whenever I'm building any of the Space 65s, just because I prefer the feel this way. But there are 3 additional screws that I will send you, which go along the bottom, that you can use to temper the typing feel to your particular tastes. And the reason why I like to do that is because if you type in the middle end, there's a little bit of flex, so you guys can kind of see that there's a tiny bit of flex there. Just makes it feel a little bit nicer on the bottom out, especially on the space bar. But I will send those extra screws through, so if you do want them, they just go in here, here, and here. Nice and simple. Let's get rid of switch heads now. You guys don't need to see that. Okay, it's all looking really rather nice and tasty. Time to put the bottom case on. And I will give the PCB a clean down as well before I ship it off to you as well, dude. Just going to align that nicely. Pop the first screw in. There we go. I'm going to come over to this bottom corner. Make sure everything's nice and flushly aligned. It's not quite aligned, so I'm just going to loosen that off just a touch. Just get it nice and perfectly aligned. There we go. Tighten this one up. And then we'll tighten this one up as well. As I say, I'll add some screws that are in the box. I need to find the box for the board that I'm going to ship it in, so I will add the additional fee from there as well. There we go. Tasty, tasty. Yeah. Did someone do some bits or something? I missed that. Yeah. Bits do the tasty, tasty noise. If you donate bits, guys, you'll hear tasty, tasty. Okay, time to pop the barrel back on. And there we go. Needs a bit of a polish, but it's looking nice and clean. Focus. There we go. Trying to theme the build. Time to put some keycaps on there, guys. So as I said before, we are going to be using GMK Mizu, which I haven't really used before, I'll be honest. It's not something that I've used much. In fact, I don't think I've ever typed on it. I think it's just been on the board. So folks, time to vote. Do we use any of the white accent keys? Would you like to see any of the white accent keys on the arrows or enter or anything like that? Put your votes into chat now and say accents yes or accents no, because depending on what you guys say, that's what we're going to be going with. Accents yes, accents no. If we do use accents, we'll pick which ones we're going to use afterwards. Let's see, if we get more than 10 people say yes for accents, then we'll go with some accents on there. I'll just start to put some keycaps on that don't need accents. We ain't going to use them all, don't worry. I'll give you guys a choice of 2 options that you can use if we do say we're going to use them. Let's see how many people said yes to accents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've had more than 10 yeses for accents, so we are going to use some accents. So the choice for accents is: do we use the escape and the ANSI enter, or alternatively just the 4 arrows? So think carefully, guys. 10 out of 200 is a majority, absolutely. This is democracy. Escape and enter or the 4 arrows. Pick out those two, guys. Escape and enter or the 4 arrows. And we will go with the majority on this one. Just 2 arrows. I'm not doing just 2 arrows. It's 2 choices. Either the 4 arrows or the escape and enter. Mount Everest. That was when we were doing a quiz the other week and Mount Everest was the answer. He just puts that every single time. No elections, LMAO. We're not doing elections now. It's just a bit of fun, guys. Just a bit of fun. I'm not doing arrows and escape. It's either the enter and the escape or arrows. It's one or the other. Those are the 2 choices. Communism. If it was communism, we'd all get the same and I'd just tell you all what the right answer was, right? Or is that a dictatorship? Oh, we do have another choice as well, and this is because I don't use ANSI very often. Do we use mod or alpha coloured? Mod or alpha coloured for the pipe key. There you go, that's a difficult one to answer. Most people said enter and escape, so we're going to use enter and escape. Any thoughts on the blueberries so far? I haven't got them in a full board. They're okay. They have this weird kind of second tactility to them. I kind of want to reserve judgment until I've got them in a full board, though I don't want to say whether I like it or not as it is today. I need to try them on a full board before I can confirm or deny it either way. Mod. Everyone's saying mod coloured pipe. I thought alpha coloured pipe was supposedly the right thing to do. Yeah, I thought that alpha coloured was supposed to be. Your Space 65 R1 PCB shot. Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. Reach out to Grey Studio and see if they'll replace it for you, dude. They wouldn't. They just told me to buy R2. That really sucky, man. I'm really sorry to hear that, dude. So Depleted Vespine is the only guy who said alpha. Everyone else said mod. So we're going to go with the mod coloured one. I'd have probably just gone with whatever everyone else said, apart from what Depleted Vespine asked for anyway. Just to be honest. So where's the mod one? There it is. Oh, mentally, you may have just rescued the guy. Well done. Maybe. Okay, maybe you've just rescued the guy. In fact, actually, that's no, it's fine. I don't think there is a 1.5 key for FN, so we'll just go with menu. Or 1.25 key, sorry, I should say. Okay, so we said we're going to go with the dark blue arrows. What is IC number at? What's the interest check? What do you think about the F1 spot shuffle? Oh, interesting question, Bard. I haven't seen anything today, so if anything's happened today, I'm not up to speed with that. I'm not surprised that Vettel has left Ferrari. I think that was absolutely on the cards. I think if you asked me 6 months ago, I would have said that was going to happen. I am kind of surprised that Sainz got the seat, but I think that's really good for him. And I'm really, really happy that Ricciardo is going to McLaren. That's like a huge win for me. That's like the best news of the season so far. I think he's a really talented driver, and he's just had a lot of terrible luck. So, you know, I'm excited to see more of him. There we go. Oh, that's wrong. That's the wrong profile. Hold on. Let me fix that. Wrong profile keycap there. Oh wait, is it? Oh no, it's not. It's right. It just looked really weird from the angle. Okay. We bob the rest of the keycap set to one side. Dark blue up, down, white, left, right. No, I'm not doing anything like that. Stroll is going to be Aston Martin driver in 2021. Oh, interesting. That doesn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Toto Wolff goes to Aston Martin as well, given the fact that he's bought a stake in them. And it wouldn't surprise me if maybe Hamilton followed. Hey, you never know. Carlos a good choice. Yes, it is. I just wasn't expecting that. Do you think Alonso's coming back? I think he shouldn't. I really don't think he should. Vettel or Alonso to Renault, what do you think? I genuinely think that Vettel may just disappear from the sport. Although I did see that Toto Wolff said he'd be a really good fit for the McLaren team from a marketing perspective, German company, German driver, but I think that would be a silly choice for him to go there. He will not stand up to Hamilton, and it would be a really bad ending to his career. I think the best thing for Hamilton to Vettel is if he just doesn't go back. What do I think of the Matrix Noah 65? I think it's alright. I haven't built one, I haven't seen one in hand, so I can't really give you a comment other than I think it looks nice. I don't think it's something that I would personally buy though. So yeah. And the Silver Stars will go out. Yeah, maybe. We're talking about F1 transfers. We were, briefly, yes. Was the idea of Top Clack derived from Top Gear? You'd have to ask Quakums. I was not around for the start of Top Clack, so I would not be able to comment. But guys, what do you think to this? The Space 65 wearing GMK Mizu with a lovely brass edition Voyager badge at the back. What do you think, guys? Do you think that looks good? I'm almost tempted to infill these white for him. What do you think? If we get some white infill in that logo there? I don't know. It depends on what keycap set he's going to use on it. Needs white arrow keys? No, I don't think so. Why doesn't the Space 65 have 65 spaces? There you go, yeah. A little bit of dirt on the board there. I'll get that cleaned up after the stream. Looks really nice, doesn't it? Looks tasty. Pretty happy with that. Oh man, the caps lock key looks twisted. Let's take a look at see if that's the switch or if it's the key. I think it's the key. It looks like the stem's slightly off. There we go. That's better. Much better. Infill if you want. I don't think I have enough. Let me see if I've got some white paint to infill. If we do, we could do it now actually. Let me have a look, see if I've got any white paint to hand. Do you know what, guys? We do have white paint. We have white paint. We have a grouting tool. I will need to go grab some tissue, but yeah, we can do some infill. If you don't mind, dude, I can infill these logos in white paint for you on stream. We get these done in white. We could potentially even do the Grey Studio or the Space 65, or even maybe just the 65 would look good. What do you think? Fill this in white? These little two logos here? I don't have any gold paint, Kakan. I don't have any. Yeah, we could do the infill. I'd have to go get some other supplies, but we could do that. It's up to GPNW. He says go with chat infill if you want, but GPNW, I want you to say yes or no. He says go for it. Okay, right, okay. Give me 30 seconds, guys. Let me go get my other stuff that I need to be able to do it. I'll be back in 30 seconds, and we'll do some infill. Give me 1 minute, guys. Here we go, guys. I have supplies. There we go. Take the board. No, I just need supplies. I just need some cardboard to put down and some baby wipes or some wet wipes. Okay, let's take the board back apart then, guys. And let's get this infill done. So G, P and W, you need to tell me what I should infill and what I shouldn't infill. I think we should definitely do the top logo, but it takes about 15 minutes for it to be dry enough for us to put the board back together. And then it'll take overnight for it to dry fully. How hard is it to take infill out? So the beauty of this is that it's water soluble, so you can absolutely remove it with very little effort. It depends on what paint you use. I only use water soluble paints. Do not use resin based paints, guys, if you do this. Resin based paints are not a good idea for infill, at least. Beautiful build, thank you very much. I think it looks good. As I say, we'll be keeping the keycaps, but the board will be on its way to GPNW in the next few days. Probably Tuesday by the time I can get DHL to come and collect it. I didn't get the Space 65 R2, no. I wasn't going to because I had this board, so I feel like I probably have to at some point. Whoever donated to get rid of the Sense, thank you. There we go. I don't know who did that actually. Who donated to get rid of the Sense? I have no idea who donated to get rid of the Sense. I can't see it. I can't see that. But hey. Blood Interior says good evening. I'd love for the stream to have a 720p option since I can't watch at 1080p without freezing every 5 seconds. So sadly we don't have any control over that. We can only stream at source. I think you have to have a partner account to be able to change it, and we are only affiliated, not partnered. Okay. The first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're just going to clean up the area, make sure it's free of any grease and grime. These are just Dettol baby wipes, you know, nice and easy. Just going to make sure it's nice and clean. We'll just give that a minute to dry. Gosh, it's a long time since I've used paint. Let's get a small blob of paint out. Lost feed for a bit, go with your heart on the backside infill. I'm tempted to just do the 65 on the logo on the backside. Okay, so it's nice and clean now. It's nice and dry as well. So that's what we're going to infill. What we're going to do is take this rubber grouting tool, take a little bit of paint, and we're just going to gently smudge it over. And just make sure it infills all that nice and neatly. What's the stabs? Doesn't list stabs. So the stabs we used are C3 stabilizers on the build today, Gio. Sorry for being asked before what the switches are stabilizers. Oh, the switches are trash pandas. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to clean up around the edges so you guys can see how easy this paint comes off now. Look. See the paint just here? If you watch just how easy this comes off now. See, dead simple to get the paint off. going to take the thick of it out from the areas that we don't want it. Okay. There we go. Clean up my hands, and then we'll leave that for a little bit to dry. And then we'll move on to the next bit. And just on the bottom of the Space 65, I'm just going to do the 65 logo. That's what we're going to do here. So at the bottom you can see it says Space 65. And we're just going to do the 6 and 5 on the Space 65. I think that'll look quite nice. So I could do with a little bit of tape or a sticker or something just to cover up. This is the first sticker I've got to hand. I don't have any tape, sadly. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a sticker over the bit that I don't want to infill. You can use tape or anything else that you've got lying around for this. And we're just going to make sure that we don't get any paint where we don't want it. There we go. So what we've done there is just put some paint, put the sticker just to the side of where we want the paint to go. So there you go. It's just not going to cover that. There we go. It's not a novelty sticker. I see 3 stabs better than Durock. I prefer the Durock ones. I just wanted to try and theme the build today. So we went for what I had available in terms of switches, and I just wanted to try and theme that build. Okay. Prototype for 65. Yeah, it's the only sticker I had to hand. I've got a ton of them, so it's easy for me to use these. Okay, just try and keep it nice and neat and tidy here. So literally just now going to just go over this, take off as much of the paint as we can. You want to try and keep very little excess on here. Okay, it's probably not filled quite as deep as I'd like, so I'm just going to put a bit more on. There we go. Okay, time to just clean up this here now as well. So you see, guys, this is how easy the paint comes off. Look, if you use resin-based paint, it won't come off as easy as this. You have to use water-based paint. Excuse where the board's wet, but there you go. You can see now that that is nicely infilled, and we can clean that up later on. We just need to wait a little bit for that to dry, and then we can go ahead and tidy it all up. Make sure I don't get paint anywhere I don't want it. Try and get that mark off the board as well. There's like something sticky just got on the board here. I'm just trying to get it off. It's coming slowly but surely. I'll get that after the stream actually. There we go. Great job, Tom. Thank you, man. You haven't seen it when it's finished yet, so don't praise me until it's actually done. I just need to make sure it's finished. Make sure we don't have paint anywhere on my hands before I touch anything else now. Tommy Hong, thank you very much for joining, dude. He says hello there. Okay, great. Cool. Clean. It'll be pretty clean later on. The paint is this. It's PBO Studio Acrylics, high viscosity, but it is water-based acrylic paint. So you do need to check that. If you look anywhere through the list of ingredients or anything like that, and it mentions resin, do not use it. It won't clean off. It won't come off as nice and easily as that did. How did I figure out that this is the best way to infill? So I used to do this with car badges. That's where I learned to do this. Although I didn't use it with this particular type of paint, but I have like some round car badges, and they've kind of got different brands on them, whatever. And some parts of them are supposed to be black or other colours, and that's how I learned how to do it. So I've done it a long time with that kind of thing. And then I just translated it into doing it for keyboards. And just changed up the type of paint that I use so it works with anodized surfaces. But this way is not permanent either as well. This will all come off if you need it to come off at some point in the future. See how we're doing on the drying there. That's almost ready. I think we can probably clean this one up now. So what we're going to do now is just clean up this area here and hopefully not pull the paint out. If we've done it too quickly, it'll pull the paint off. If we've left it just right, it won't. So if we do this just gently over the top, we should see that it starts to clean up the logo. Try and get into the edges there. Ethos 5150, thank you very much for the subscription. That was very, very nice of you. Okay. It's just about being nice and even here. So we've got a tiny bit that's not quite done, but you can see how neat that is. There's a tiny little bit just here that just needs redoing, but as you can see for the rest of it, that's pretty tasty. Clackerscare, not clackerscare, clackerscare. There you go, you can see that's nice and neat and even. Just get rid of all of the bits on this inside here. There we go. Let's see if we can just finish that gap off, see if this paint's still wet enough. There we go, so that's now filled in that hole, and we'll just focus. Focus, hello focus. There we go. So we'll just finish off that hole, and then it just needs tidying up. But there you go, you can see it's really nice and crisp on the top part. So there we go. Okay. I'm getting OCD out of there. What's wrong with your OCD, dude? What's wrong? Have I left something messy that you don't like? See, I didn't leave this long enough, and you can see now that I've touched this, and it's kind of skewed it all over, so we're going to have to redo this bit. Let's just tidy it up a little bit. But see, this proves just how easy it is to remove. So you can kind of see that already that's coming right out. So if I did want to remove this in the future, well, there you go, you can see. So we're going to redo that in a second now, guys. We're going to redo this. We'll let that dry, and then we'll get a little bit more paint, and we'll redo the 65 bit. It's me trying to jump ahead, but just proof of how easy it does come off. This process, I mean, it's pretty particular. I guess it's because it's the first time I've seen it. I've done it on a ton of boards, dude. It's just a bit of practice. That's all it takes. Okay. We'll give the paint this time a couple of minutes to dry. I'm just waiting for the top surface of this board to dry, and then we can redo this infill down here. I just hadn't left it quite long enough. Sometimes you just need to leave it a little bit longer. Okay, I think we're just about dry now. I say all these are just wet marks from cleaning the board up. It'll be absolutely fine once we dry it off properly. Okay. There we go. That's all re-infilled, so now we'll leave that to set. I think what we're going to do is I'm actually going to put these two bits of the board to one side. We'll have a look at the 2% milks, we'll build those up, and then we'll clean these off afterwards, and that should give them enough time to set, and that way we don't have to worry too much about it. So if I put that just to the back there, put this just to the side here, and then we'll put the board together in a little while. We can get rid of this now. Okay, so the other thing I did get this week, guys, if I can reach the box, is my 2% milks. So try not to show my address or anything else. Personal details are on here. Right, there we go. But I did get my 2% milks. How cute are these? Little white one and a chocolate one. Chocolate milk. How cool are they? Two nice little macro pads. These are 3D printed. In fact, the brown one might be easier to show you. These are 3D printed. But they're pretty good quality. I'm pretty happy with them. You have one for the first run? Yeah, I got these just the other day. I'm really excited to put these together. I don't actually know how they go together. I just got a load of bits. I got a ton of different stickers. So, interested to see how they go. Let's just put one of them together for now. Do the chocolate one. Let's see what we've got to do. Let's see what we've got to do. Okay. Considering giving custom keyboards a try, I'm just not how to show parts in Norway. Anyone in the know? There's all sorts of ways of getting them, dude. You can do lots of different things to get hold of them. It depends on where you want to buy from. I didn't realise this came with Milmac sockets. That's quite cool. Only 2 though? No, 4. There we go. So we don't even need to solder this, guys. That's pretty cool. Foam in between the bits and pieces. There we go. And then we've got the chocolate milk logo as well. Yeah. So if you're in Norway, you can buy from any of the EU vendors, and they'll be able to help you out. I'll keep the stickers out because we might choose something different, or we'll take a look at them anyway. And you can take a look at those. So there's loads of vendors in the EU, so you can look at mykeyboard.eu, who are up here. You can also look at KBD Fans, Candy Keys, all sorts of places will ship in the EU. So lots and lots of different places you can look there. That's an OSU pad. Yeah, I never played OSU, but I know people that do and who really enjoy it. So, okay, I've never used these little hole types before, so. Cute little PCB. .2% milk. It does say this side up towards port facing plate. So let's make sure we get this right. So I'm going to assume that it goes something like that. Does that look right? I guess we need to put some switches in just to see, but I'm going to imagine that goes in there like so. Hold on. Like so, and then we'll have the standoffs off of that, and then that will go in there. So maybe like this. Maybe like that. I don't know. Any strawberry milk available? I do have some strawberry milk, yes. I do have those. Is there a build guide for these? Anyone know if there's a build guide for them? I don't want to put this in the wrong way. Because none of these are labelled. Let you check yours. Thank you very much, Stawsness, for the $20 donated to Direct Relief. Thank you very much. So what I'm trying to do, guys, is work out which way around the Pro Micro goes on here. So this side up towards the port facing the plate. So that goes, I know that goes in like so. That's how that goes. That's fine. What I don't know is how this goes on the back of it. The USB away from the PCB. Okay. Is that going to fit though? Does that actually fit? If we put this in like so, does that actually fit? See, that feels like it's just going to push it too far away. Because that's going to sit like there. Or maybe that's right. Maybe that's right. That's how it's going to sit. It's going to have the right height roughly. Can you post a link? Sure, Neurowinter, if as long as it's relevant to the stream, you're more than welcome to do it. That's how yours is built? Interesting. Okay, anyway, I need to find some switches for this. I do have 2 of the lube trash pandas left over, so we'll be using those for this particular pad. So the Milmax, so you don't have to reach deep down into the solder in the switches before the Pro Micro. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. I've never really used Milmax sockets either. I'm not usually a fan of this kind of thing. But let's try putting them in this way. How much is that pad? I think it was really cheap. It's from the Milk channel in the 40% Discord. Thank you, dude. Yeah, in that case, it is absolutely relevant to the this part of the show. Let me take a look. Is that a build diagram? Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, cool. So we have that there, and then we have that like so. That makes a lot of sense. There we go. Okay, cool. So we can definitely do that. Let's put the switches in a second. Really good in customs. Yeah, sadly that's a big part of this hobby. You do end up with a lot of customs charges. It's one of those things, sadly, but hey, there's worse things to happen. Alex Otoast, thank you very much for raiding with a party of 66. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream, folks. Glad to see you guys here. We are just waiting for some infill parts to dry. We've just been putting some paint in some parts. We're just waiting for these to dry before we clean them up. And we're just building a 2% milk in the meantime. So I'm just about to return on my soldering iron so we can actually start to put this together. Thank you very much for joining, guys. This is awesome. Thank you very much for the raid hype. Thanks, folks. Such a good stream today, guys. Such a good stream. It's been such fun doing this stream as well already. Okay, let's start to solder these into place now. Hold on, how did we say that was going to go? So that's going to go like so. Yeah, so it's going to go in there like cool. Okay, and that's realised lost my solder. There we go. Note that you don't need to solder all of the pins. Oh, interesting. Yeah, great. Okay, I didn't realise that. Yes, that's a good spot. So I do need to hold this in place. Once we do it, so this is going to be the front side. So I need to do pin 1. So I'm going to do pin 1 just at this side here, and then I'm going to do 1, 2 and 3 going in on that side as well. I'm just going to do the first one, make sure it's all nice and in position. I've already built the Space 65. The desk mat is one from Novelkeys. I'm not sure of the name. I think it's still available on there if you want to go check it out. I can't remember the name of it, but it is really nice. Which version of the PCB do I have? It's rev.fx. Rev.fx, that's the version I have. I'm just going to solder the first one, and then once I've soldered the first one, I'm just going to align it all nice and neatly together. So I'm just making, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to heat that back up and make sure everything's held together flush. That's where it came from. Apologies if it's not on the Novelkeys website anymore. Okay, so that's all soldered nice and flush now. So what we're going to do is just solder the other pins that need to be done on this particular one. So then I need to solder 1, 2 and 3. This is really, really small. Having to do this through tinning soldering iron instead of how I usually do it. Way too much solder on that. I'm going to try and just drop that in nicely. There we go. Cool. Okay, there we go. Midnight Fox Forest, that's the one. I couldn't remember the name of it, but there you go. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so that's those pins soldered on that side. That's still a little bit warm to the touch. Let's work out what we need to do on the other side. So on the other side, we need to solder the... Where are we soldering here? So we need to solder in the 5th and 6th pin and the 9th and 10th pin. So I'm just going to solder the first one. Oh, you ignored it since you saw the coloured one. Yeah, the coloured one's not as nice as this particular one. So we're going to solder the 5th pin first. Oops. Make sure we've got a bit of solder on our soldering iron. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we're just going to reheat that and try and get everything nice and level. Okay, it's looking good. So then we're going to do the one next to that, and then we're going to skip 2 and do the 2 after that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we've already built the Space 65. We're just waiting for some infill to dry on that because we've been doing some painting on it, and I'm just in the process of soldering all this together. Slightly burnt my thumb there. Okay. And then now what we need to do is just drop this into place. Just like so. So it's all now fitting together nice and neatly. And we're just going to solder the same pins again that we've already soldered before. And then we can clip off the top. And then we can put the switches in using the hole tights. That's one. And then we're going to do a few more up this side. Okay. There we go. And then we're just going to do, on this side, we're just going to do 4 more. Last one now. Okay, great. That's all solid together. Any JO1 info to share with this evening, perhaps? Yeah, JO1 soon. So there is a revision to the JO1. Geo is here as well. Nice, Geo. Thanks very much for being here. We are going to do a redesign. Well, we have done a redesign of the JO1, and the prototype has been ordered. So we're just waiting for that to come through now. That should be here in the next few weeks. And as soon as that arrives, I'm excited to share that with you folks. Okay, just going to reflow some of these solder joints. The dream is not dead. It's a looker. Yeah, James is right. It is a looker. Prototype's ordered. Board is on its way. It shouldn't be too much longer before it's here with me. And then we'll do a build stream in the coming few weeks. Okay. Okay, that should now be soldered all correctly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, great. You should do soldering competition. Man, my soldering is not good enough to do a competition. I think this foam is what is going to go and attach to the PCB, I guess. Maybe we just push it into place. Maybe it just compresses and holds in place. Why is it that on some first runs a PCB is lacking ESD protection? It's not always needed. This is the milk 2%, yeah, we're just building a 2% milk. I could have sworn that one side of this was sticky. Am I wrong? Does it not have a sticky side to it? Maybe we don't need that. Maybe we don't need it. Anyway, that's now all put together. Let's try and do a bit of a test fitment and see if that goes in. Okay, that's all looking relatively neat and tidy from that perspective. I guess what we need to do now is just pop the switches in, and it should all, theoretically, hold into place. Sticky tape mount, next new phase. Yeah, absolutely. As I say, we're just building the milk 2%, just while I'm waiting for some paint to dry. Oh, hold on a second. I put those switches in the wrong way around. Typical. Typical. Trust me. Trust me to make a boob. Is this where I can't get the switches out as well? This one out. There we go. Okay, so how are these going to go in? So that's going to sit there like so. Switches need to go that way around. There we go. Pepper laugh, yes. Any Malk available? I think I did get the Malk stickers. Should we have a look and see what stickers I've got? If we've got the Malk ones, I might put those on. Right, now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to line up the switches and the pins together. I'm not sure that this is going to work. I think we probably need to... very fiddly. Very fiddly. What is the benefit of not having ESD protection? It's just simpler. There's no benefit to it as such. It's just simpler from a design perspective. Okay, so that does fit in relatively okay. Let's try getting just one of these in. Just trying to line this up if we can. This is very, very frustrating. I can see absolutely nothing about how I'm lining this up. I'm just trying to look down through the inside of the board. Hold on, maybe we've got it here. We'll get it, guys, and then we'll go back and check the paint in a second. There we go. That fills it. There we go. We've got it in. We've got it in, guys. We've got it. Now I just need to get this second switch in place. No! No, dude, you'll need an actual series of PCB files to be able to produce a PCB. They won't just be able to do it from a drawing of the PCB or even a picture. You'd have to have the original files for the PCB, the Gerbers and everything else. MacroPad is cute as fuck. Yeah, it's just painful to put together. That's the issue I'm having here. Just trying to get everything to line up is really, really frustrating. I've got one switch in, couldn't get the other switch in. Just doesn't quite want to line up. If we all have those, it can be done on a small scale. It's an open source file. Yeah, you can get 5 or 10 PCBs made. It's possible, but you do need to have all the original Gerbers. So just bear that in mind. Okay, this isn't going to go together. I'm going to do that off stream, guys, because I'm really getting frustrated with it now, and I kind of want to see how this is going. So mentally, how long have we got until your stream starts? We've got about an hour until your stream starts, I think. Is that how long we've got mentally? Yes, about an hour. Okay, great. We'll come back to that because that's really frustrating me. Let's clean up this and see how we're going here. So that's nice and dry now. Let's see how much the infill is dry on here as well. That's all nice and dry too. So I think we're good to go to try and clean these up. And I'll come back to the MacroPad because it's really frustrating me getting the switches in. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to try and clean it up. You can see again, this is dry paint. This is how easy it comes off, guys. If you watch just here, you can see that this comes off dead easy. So you don't want to take off the paint that we've already put on that we want to keep. So we're just going to go around the outsides, making sure we remove any excess first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to gently go over the area that we've infilled until it looks nice and crisp and clean. We're going to take this sticker off, clean up any residue that leaves. You can use tape or anything to kind of do this. And there you go, guys. You can see that that's now nice and crisp and infilled. Space 65. Just like that. Dead easy to do, dead simple to do, and it looks great as well. Time to clean up this as well. Now, as we did, that part of the logo is already clean. We're going to try and clean off the second part now. We had to just touch up a little bit. Again, I'm just going to brush it lightly, and as you guys can probably see, it's going to start to come nice and clean. There we go. There you go, you can see that logo is now nicely infilled. So there we go. It was the first thing I had lying around. I wasn't trying to shill Huey. It was the first sticker I had lying around. Looks good, right? Okay, time to put the board back together now. And then I'll give this a proper clean off and dry off before I ship it off to the new owner of the board, which is GPWN. I'm going to put my screwdriver. Jay with the Rona beard, looking good, muchacho. Thank you very much, dude. It's feeling good as a beard. I don't kind of want to lose it, but if we hit the 10k mark before the end of Mentally stream, it'll be coming off. $7,100 now, dollars. So we're getting pretty close. Okay, we'll go back to the Mulk in a second, and we'll get it all fitted up. Slightly frustrating, slightly difficult to put together, but we'll get there. Just keep it babyface. Let's get some donations. Yeah, let's get some more donations in. See if we can hit 7,500 before the end of the stream. We've got an hour. We've got an hour. See if we can hit 7,500 before the end of the stream. That's where we should be at. Okay. Flip this over. I've got a little bit of paint on the side of the case. I'll clean that up in a second. Just going to finger tight this one, and then we can get the rest of the case lined when we put the screw in this bottom corner. There we go. Come back, retighten this one up. Mizu set, yeah, Mizu's set, yes. Keck, I can't raise 3k. I think you can. Mentally, I think you can. Too much faith. No, you've got this. You've got it in the bag. There we go, guys. What do you think to the infill? Bear in mind that the bottom does need a bit of a wipe down, but how neat does that look? How crisp and clean. I'll give it a proper wipe down later on, get rid of all the tiny bits of paint that are lying around. There's a little bit of paint just on here as well that we'll get rid of. But yeah. And then there you go, you can see the logo. If you do it, guys, just make sure that when you buy the paint, make sure you buy water-based acrylic, not resin-based acrylic. If you're not sure, DM me and I'll help you look at it. There we go. Looks pretty clean though, right, guys? That logo really pops now. That looks really good. The camera probably doesn't pick up how well that looks. Let me try and zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it. Ethos5150, thank you very much for the $20 donation to the charity. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate that. There you go, guys. How nice does that look? I say it just needs a little bit of clean up, a little bit of tidy up, get some isopropyl on the rest of the board, clean it up nicely. But there we go. It's looking pretty sharp with Mizu. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this, how it's come out. So, you know, GP&W, I hope you're happy with this board, dude. Thank you very much for the 1,400 bits of donations. Sorry, $1,400 worth of donations. I'm going to get this shipped out to you Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on when I can do it. The real Lippy, I think it is, says, Jay, which one do you like better, the Sirius 60 or the Polaris? Sirius 60. I'm not a huge fan of my Polaris. I definitely prefer the Sirius 60. The Polaris is probably better engineered. The Sirius 60 just feels nicer to me. Hello, this is kind of unrelated to what you're currently working on, but I was wondering if you could offer some advice. I have a Melody 96 keyboard and the backlight LEDs for my right, alt and control keys are located at the bottom of the keycap, unlike the rest of the switches. This is probably due to the PCB being hot swap. I was curious if there's any way to correct this and install the switch oriented the other way, so the LEDs at the top. No, so you wouldn't be able to switch it round. It's just one of the challenges you have with hot swap boards. If I've got one here to hand, I might have a hotspot board here that I can show you guys on. Let me see if I've got one. Is that one? Hold on, I've got a drawer full of parts of builds here. Whoops, dropping switches all over the place. Okay. I do have a hot swap board that I can show you this exact issue on. Okay, so what you've got is you've got a situation like these are all south facing LEDs. I think yours are all north facing. You want to switch around the other round, but so it's the same issue the opposite way around. But these ones, the switches here are the opposite way around. The challenge is you've got these two holes here for the switch. That's where the switch goes in. You can't move those to the other side. You can't move the LEDs down. The reason that these ones are flipped around is because if you had them the same way as these other switches, the USB port can't provide the power it needs because it can't be routed correctly, and that's because of how everything fits together. So if you imagine that this port here, which is the hot swap, needed to be up here, it wouldn't fit next to the connector. You couldn't put these two on the top because it would bash into the USB connector. There's just not enough clearance in between here to put a USB connector. So that's why on this particular board they've flipped it round. I imagine it's very similar on the board that you've got, but it might be something like the controller or something else. It might be something like this. That's why it's flipped around that way. So sadly you can't fix that. Just one of those things. We have got Doggo on stream. Gee, do you want to come here? Come here. Do you guys want to see Doggo? Oh, Doggo on stream. Here you go, chicken. What do you think to the board? Do you like that? Clacking away. There you go. Hello. Hello.
Watcher.
Oh. There you go. Oh, look how cute she is. She's looking right at you guys. Looking right at you. She doesn't know what's going on, but she's so cute. She's so cute and fluffy. Go on then. Off she goes. Bless her. Doggo's so cute. Yeah, she's a good egg, is the dog. She's cute as hell. You don't want to eat that, dog. No, that's the switch. Go on. Go on. Out you go. My wife's just taking her out, but there we go. Got to have a bit of a dog on stream every now and again. Right, now the board's done. Infill's done. Infill's looking great. Yeah, I hope GPNW. I hope you're really happy with that, man. I hope you're really happy with it. I can't wait to ship you the board and see what you think to it. Let's try and get this thing put together. So the challenge I've got now is getting the switches into the bloody PCB. I think what I'm going to try and do is put the hot swap sockets into the PCB and then align the pins for it. Try it that way, see if that works. Wait a second. Thank you very much, Gio, for the $50. Let's get them shaved. I don't want to shave. Stop donating. Don't make me shave. Okay. This might make it a little bit easier, or it might make it a little bit harder. Would that white shim looking piece above your hands be something you need for it to fit correctly? I don't think so. I think it's just a bit of foam. We can try putting that in place, but I don't think it's going to affect it particularly. The issue that I've got at the minute is I can't actually get the switches to hold everything together or to clip into the PCB. I'm just going to put these hot swap sockets into here. Whoops. These little Mil-Maxes. Really tiny little bits of things. Okay. Thank you very much for Kakan donating $20 to Direct Relief. Thank you very much, dude. Really, really appreciate that. Gotta love it when you guys start donating. Okay. Now I'm just going to try and adjust that in there. That looks okay. Okay. Just trying to adjust the little gaskety thing. Okay, I feel like if that's ever going to go in, now's the time. If we just get one of these switches in, I'll be happy. Nope, that's popping the hot swap sockets out. Man, these are fiddly. I think I'd have almost preferred soldering it, you know. If it's just foam, it probably won't be any help. I thought it was a plastic shim for a second. There's so much play on the other side, it's hard to line up. Yeah, it's just moving all over the place. Let me try this again. I feel like if I can get one switch in, we'll be all right. Just need something a little bit more firm to move this bit of foam around. There we go. Let's try that. You know what, guys? I think we've got that one in. I think we've got that one in place. Which means we can now get the second one in place a little bit easier, I hope. Okay, this is where... There we go, guys. There we go. It's all together. It took a while, but we got there in the end. Let's find the Mulk stickers out and put these on the bad boy. I need that shave message to pop up. Let's get some donations and a razor. Oh man, guys, it's $7,200. Man, why is that not updated? My stream's not updated. Hold on, let's just make sure I've not missed anyone. Kakan and Geo, yeah, with the last two. Yeah, okay. Bless me. Excuse me, folks. Okay, I think I have got some Mulk stickers in here. So we've got 2% milk. I think there's two of those. 2% milk. Some more 2% milk stickers. There you go. There's the Mulk stickers. Huey, you were looking for the Mulk stickers earlier on. We've also got fresh orange juice. The Mulk stickers are what we wanted. And there they are. So time to put some Mulk on the board. There we go. Mulk. Drinking some Mulk. Mulk. There we go, guys. We have Mulk 2.9% with Trash Panda switches. Mulk. And we've got the we have got the other white one somewhere, wherever I put that. I can't remember what I've done with it now. Did I put it back in the box? Did I put it back in the box? I did. So we've got the white one as well. I'm probably going to go with the orange juice on this one. So we're going to have Mulk, and we're going to have some fresh OJ. So let's get this one, stick it up. Throw another Mulk on the Barbie. Yeah, right. I'm going to try and place these stickers a little bit higher up. Fresh OJ. How high do we go? Okay. There you go. I could put some tangerines in the OJ one. Yeah, should we put tangerines in this one? I'm not going to build this one up, just because of how much of a pain the other one was. But let's put some tangerines in this one. There you go. Oh, do you want the other type of tangerines, guys? I do have some of the other tangerines. I think. Yeah. Do you think those will look better, or do you think those ones look good? I think these ones look good. They look fine. Yeah, let's go with them ones. And I will put the PCB together for this at some other point in the future. Tangerine V1 stems in the V2 housing. Nah, too much orange then. too much orange then. That'd be way too much orange for this guy to handle. Okay. So there we go. Those can stay there. Try and tidy up a little bit. I've made so much mess today, guys. So much mess. I don't usually like having this much mess on my workspace, but there we go. There we go. Pop the builds to one side. Cool. I'm happy that my orange juice only has orange in it. Yeah, right? Fresh orange juice. Fresh OJ. That looks pretty nice, actually. I'll get that one built up later on, but it'll do. It'll do for now. You don't like your orange juice with milk? I personally don't. I don't know about anyone else. If anyone else does like orange juice with milk, then maybe take a look. Maybe take a look. Right, guys, the last thing I want to show you in the last half an hour that we've got of the show is the JO2. So I was going to talk about this a little bit earlier on, and I did kind of show you guys it a little bit, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about the JO2 because we will be building this next week. So this is the finalized production model. And this is the just the black anodization with the brass pen rail, and we will be building this next week. There are some changes to the versions that you guys have seen. We've had to make some changes to the board, but I did want to show you guys this and show you that the production models are now en route, and they are looking good. This plate actually belongs to James AKB, and it's going to be going to him for his personal JO2, which is actually the original prototype, which is right next to me, and I need to ship it to him this week. But yeah. It's looking pretty nice. I was really happy with how this came off. The side profile looking pretty sweet just there. And then the base as well. You have to excuse the fingerprints. I've done nothing but fondle and fawn over this board all week. So really looking forward to getting these out to the guys that bought them in the group buy. I still can't believe that we sold 200 of these in 2.5 minutes. Just crazy, crazy, crazy that we sold that many. But yeah, so build stream for this is coming next week. I'm going to show you that it has got gaskets in it, but I'm going to take everything out, show you guys how the new adhesive gaskets work, show you some changes we've made to the pen rail, show you how everything plugs together. We're going to get the board up and running and working on stream, and yeah, we'll go from there. One day Jay will stop using bump-ons. Maybe. What does the J stand for? Me. I'm Jay. My name is Jay. This is the J series of boards. This is the JO2. So I'm Jay. This is the JO2. It's the second board in my my production run. So there we go. Scott Water, thank you very much. I can't wait for you to get yours as well. I'm really excited to get mine. This isn't my personal board. This is just the first one off the production run. This is actually going to go to Upas because he sold some of the black ones. I didn't. I only sold white ones myself personally. Some of the MyKeyboard.eu guys, they sold some of the other ones as well. But this one's going to go to Upas after I've built it and tried it out for a little bit. I still have to wait until you guys, just like you guys that bought them, to get my personal boards in. So yeah. Do I have any Islander set? I've got them up on the store, but I don't actually have them myself. They haven't built it as yet. Is Upas going to have Mintley build it? I don't know. Well, I'm building this particular one and then keeping the internals and sending the board off to Upas. I think it's actually a customer's board. This is just the first one that we got to trial it. But Mintley, don't worry. If you watch next week, you will see that it's much easier to put together now. We do have adhesive gaskets. I've got some to just the side here. So I know mentally you struggled with the original ones. So the new gaskets, they do go in and they are adhesive on one side. It takes about 10 seconds to put them all in. In fact, I can show you exactly what these look like. So forgive me, this is the original prototype, so bear in mind that this has got some scuffs and scrapes on it, guys. But I have tested the internal gaskets, and you can see, guys, just how easy these fit compared to the other ones. Come on, focus. Camera, please. There you go. You can see just how nice and easily these fit in there. So there you go. And then in terms of how that fits together, you can take an actual build of a JO2 and you can just slot that in. And you can see that that's now sat nicely between the two layers of gaskets. Just pushes in nice and neat and evenly all the way around. And just sits nice and flush. There we go. So we will be building one next week. There are some changes to the original design, and I'll discuss the changes next week. So there are some things that have changed, some due to technical challenges, some due to COVID-19, some just due to the fact that we didn't want to ship the board with loose parts. So yeah, So that's how we're going to talk through it next week. The main changes to the pen rail, it's not magnetic anymore, but we'll talk through why and how we've done the changes to that to fix it, to make sure it's safe in transit. So there we go. That was Nines, yes, that was Nines depleted West Beam. But JO2, we will be building this particular board next week on stream. Prototype PCB, prototype gaskets, but the final production board, and hopefully these will be shipping out to you guys in the near future. Still targeting August, so a little bit away, but really, really excited for that. Yeah, so if you guys have got any questions or anything else you want to talk about on the JO2, we'll pick that one up next week. But I'm really, really excited to build that and show you guys how it all goes together and what it looks like and how it feels and types on as well. So yeah. The board is so gorgeous. Yeah, I can't wait to get the E white and copper ones in. That's the ones I'm really waiting for, and also for the grey ones as well. I can show you guys the grey. This is the grey top. That's the production grey. Now this grey is so lovely because it changes in the light. So if you guys got a grey one, this is what you'll get in terms of the top case. And if you look just how I tilt that into the shadow, just how much that changes. Almost goes black down here. It's light up here. And then if you get the light on it, it's almost silver, but it's not quite. This grey is absolutely stunning. Changes in the light so nicely. Mr. Petrov's seen this in real life. Again, you can see the gaskets installed on the top side here. So mentally, you'll see these are much easier to install now. Just nice and adhesive into place, all shaped nicely. The changes that we'll talk about now, you can see that I've got we've got loads of the little fairy things in the garden that are just leaking and they're getting blown in the window. So you can see here that we have got some little cutouts. That's not got any part on this particular prototype, but you will see when we take this board apart what these little cutouts here are for as well. So you'll see that those do have a use pretty soon. I think you should make a build 2x JO1s. The new JO1 is going to be a lot easier to build. It's going to have the same gasket kind of design and layout as these, so it's a lot easier to build. We've learned from the old way. It's like the daughter boards now as well. The daughter boards are JST into the daughter board and into the PCB as well, so they're much easier to put together. But you'll see all of that next week as well. Is there a group buy? The group buy for the JO2 has already happened. It happened in February of this year. We sold 200 boards in just over 2.5 minutes, which was crazy, and I still can't believe that we sold that many. This is the first one off of the production run. This is the first one the factory completely finished. They sent it to me to just test everything and make sure everything was correct before they finished the rest of the boards off. They're now doing that. This has been with me for a little while. I'm going to build this board up next week and solder it all together and everything else. Yeah. 200 in 2 minutes 37 seconds it was. Yeah, crazy quick. I couldn't believe it either. Like, I was on the phone to UPass at the time and they just sold, and he was like, oh, that's 50, that's 80, that's 100. It's like, what? Just crazy numbers. But yeah, the other thing that we did change as well is the pen rail isn't magnetic anymore, and the reason for that is when we shipped the actual prototype around, the pen rail, the magnets, when it got bumped upside down, the pen rail did drop out and scuffed the board. And the last thing I want to do is for anyone to receive a board that's got a pen rail that's scuffed. So the pen rail now screws in. It doesn't have magnets on, but I'll show all that next week and show you how it works and how it screws together, because it is much more rigid, it's much more secure, but it's still easy to change out if you need to do that. Now, if only people could understand that QC is a pain. QC is so hard. Quality control of keyboards is so difficult when you get them into it. This particular plate is a one-off that's been produced for James AKB for his particular JO2. This is not going to be sold. This is not going into production. There is never going to be any more of these made unless someone makes one themselves. This is a titanium plate that we made specially for James. So yeah, just brushed titanium, but there is not going to be any more, I'm afraid. There's going to be no more titanium plates. Everything else is better with carbon fibre, in my opinion. We might offer some FR4 ones later on as well. There might be a rerun of the JO2 if it goes really well and people like it, and when they start to deliver it goes well. I might start to take commissions for doing certain colourways and things like that of the JO2. That's something I do kind of want to look at. So if we won't do any colours that have ever run before, but maybe we'll do like a set themed version of the board or something like that if anyone's interested. But that won't happen until after the JO2 has shipped in August of this year, assuming everything goes well with production. So mentally, I hope those changes to the board sound really, really good. Yeah, that's a new gasket design on the old top, yeah, so you'll see what those little notches were for when we build this next week. But mentally, I hope that makes you happy, because Upa's probably going to send you his personal boards build, so I hope you're comfortable with that. But the pen rail is easier to install as well. You don't have to worry about getting the magnets the wrong way around. Cryptoids reading my mind, maybe. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. JO2 in EVA colours. Maybe I could do that. Maybe we could do a run of 5 if people are interested in doing an EVA JO2 in maybe September of this year or something like that. But yeah, as I say, the JO1 redesign has been completed. We're waiting for the prototype to come back from the factory. That it's significantly a departure from the original JO1. The layout remains the same, but the rest of it is different. So watch out for some teasers coming up on Instagram and some other places pretty soon. My Discord as well. So that's going to happen pretty soon. Hero Sen says, "Hey Jay, who is it going?" Do you mean how is it going? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. So there we go. What colours will the JO1 come in? TBC. We'll see. This is a JO2. Thanks, man. I'm glad you like it. This is the Space 65 that we've given to GPNW, who's donated $1,400 to the great cause that we're doing, Clackerscare. You can see at the top of the stream here. $7,230 raised so far, of a goal of $10,000. Mintelly's got $2,500, just over $2,500 to raise by the end of her streams. So she's going to be starting in about 25 minutes, and then we'll go from there as well. Almost 2 a.m. You're not fully awake. It's nearly 11 p.m. here. It's 25 to 11 p.m. here. So yeah. Awesome. Definitely looking forward to it. So if you guys have got any key sets that you'd like to see on this board next week, you need to tell me now. Let's see if we can vote for some key sets that we'd like to see on this particular board next week when we build it. I've not got a shortage. I've got pretty much most GMK sets, so if there's a GMK set you'd like to see on the board, we can probably pull that off next week. Personally, I was thinking about potentially putting Space Cadet on it, or maybe Olivia or Olive or something like that. 8008, we could do that. That's actually on my ANSI at the moment, so it's just here on the wall. Oblivion would look great on that black. Yeah, we could do Oblivion. Gab says yeah. And of course we've got the JO2 Kapora as well, so we'll put that on the I think I'll save that for when I get my personal white and copper one. 8008 or Olivia would be nice to see. We can do either of those. We could even do Olive if people want to see Olivia's second set. What else have we got? We could put Triumph Adler on there, Vaporwave, PPS keycaps, Waves, Calm Depths, Bento, DMG, Deep Space, Honeywell, Modern Dolch, Black on White, White on Black, Taro, Chocolatier, Nines, Metropolis. Lots of sets we could use. Lots of sets we could do. OG Cyrillics, yeah, we could do OG Cyrillics. Jay, apart from one-off custom Japanese screws, yes, Mr. Petrov, I'm well aware we have one-off Japanese custom screws coming just for you and your board. What is a surprise keyboard trend for 2020, 2021? Phantom, yeah, we could put Phantom on it, yeah. What's a surprise keyboard trend? I think one of the big things we're going to see is group buy numbers are going to shoot up. I don't think it's going to be that far until we see 1,000 units being average for keyboard group buys. Maybe by the end of 2021, I think that's where we'll be. 1,000 boards will be kind of average for a group buy. Yeah, I think Huey might have it. I think it might be Phantom here that we put on this board. For your Grain kit, I don't have Grain yet. So Grain's been produced. It's in production at the moment. It should be shipping in about 8 or 9 weeks. Obviously, take your collection and pick parts to make Gregory. No, that's not happening. Sorry, but it's not happening. Pen rails, apparently. Yeah, there's lots of pen rails now. Lots of pen rails out there. I keep seeing pen rails all the time. The higher the numbers, the worse QC is going to be. I don't think I agree, Slick. I think it depends on how you set yourself up for QC. And a lot of the keyboard companies in the past, the vendors, they've had small operations with tiny warehouses or tiny rooms, and they've been run out of people's garages. That's all changing, and people are now able to do more and more with what they've got. So if you look at Dixie's Instagram post recently, he's got a nice huge warehouse. You know, he could have benches set up and you could easily start a production line of pushing stuff through. It's absolutely possible to do. We can start to increase QC. It's going to mean that turnaround times take longer, but I don't think QC will actually decrease. I think we just might see a longer shipping period. So instead of boards shipping over 5 to 6 weeks, we'll see something like the TGR Jane B2 CE, where shipping's been over a period of 5 months, and I think that's what will happen. Someone posted today GMK orange juice. Oh, those kind of sets make me worry a little bit. I think commissions, Huey, you're right in terms of smaller runs. So one thing I would love to do is once the JO1 group buy, redesigned group buy has run, the JO2 group buy has delivered, is kind of offer customized small runs of it. So 10 or 15 kind of boards in certain colorways for a group of people. That's kind of what I'd like to do. Or maybe even just one-offs where people want to do it. I would like to be able to offer those for people. So if someone came to me and said that they wanted an EVA themed JO2, we could make 1, 2, 5, 10, something like that, but not do a huge group buy. That's kind of where I'd like to be. I don't know about you guys, but I think it'd be nice to have really personalized keyboards like that. Just be able to pick it up. Jeremy, if you can get 5 people together, we will do an EVA themed JO2 in September. The queue time for GMK is really long. Yeah, it is right now. Yeah, it's getting longer as well. Handed by JO2 declined. Not sure if you saw McMillan's stream yesterday, Jay. I didn't, but he ported the WM1 into QMK, which I think was the first time he ported an ARM process across. What's the WM1, Petrov? What's the WM1? I'm not sure what that is. JO2 times Olivia. You want to see me put Olivia on there? Yeah, we can do that next week for the build stream. Oh right, okay, the Wolf. Oh yes, I know which board you mean now. Yes, I thought you meant it was a board that you'd got designed, but yes, the Wolf Mark. Yes, I know which one you mean now. I really like that board. I didn't know you got it. Sell it to me. Give it to me. Sell it to me. No, give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah, give it to me. I'll take it off your hands. I'll look after it. You can count on me as one for an EVA JO2. Alright, okay. Urban Lime says that I'd sign up for an EVA JO2 as well. It won't be cheap, guys, but we could do that. I'd kind of like to have one. Maybe we'll do it. Mr. Pedro, Mr. Squint. You know you want to give me it. You know you do. I just realised as well, Mr. Petrov, you've done 50,000 bits cheering in this channel. That's crazy. It's crazy. I'll be in for an EVA board. Okay. It sounds like we're going to have to do an EVA themed JO2 at some point. Maybe I'll work on it and see what we can come up with. See if we can come up with something. Maybe you guys might want to do the JO1 redesign, because that's coming soon as well. Maybe another month we'll have the prototype built of that and the group buy starting soon. Japanese Horror Writer has gotten away from me. Oh man. Any thoughts on Lodestone? That magnetic mount looks insane. Sorry if I missed your news on that board. Yes, the Lodestone, the revised prototype is coming. So we got the original Lodestone prototype. I did show it off on stream. That's kind of been put to one side. We tweaked it a little bit. We're waiting for the second one to come. That's going to actually come at the same time as the JO1 prototype, the redesign for the JO1. So we're going to have a couple of boards that would be interesting to stream soon. So definitely going to take a look at it. But I'm really excited to share Lodestone, and that will be an interesting board to run through group buy and see how people will take that board when it's finished and see what they think to it. Price is not an issue for a masterpiece like that. I would love an EVA JO2. I can't believe I've never thought of it before until today, but yeah, I'd love to do one. We can definitely do that. After the group buys run though, after people have got their original boards, that's when we'll look at it. We'll look at doing something like that. Saving the clip. What have you clipped? What is that? Do I need to watch it? Oh, Jeremy, what are you doing? Have you seen the Think 6.5 V2 and what are your thoughts comparing to the V1? Yeah, the only version of the Think 6.5 that I liked was the one that had the full column here. I didn't like the one with the badge in the middle. I wasn't a fan of that. I don't like the badge in the top corner on the second one, but we did talk about it on stream a couple of weeks ago. Oh, you just need proof that we can get any of the JO2. Okay, fine. So yeah, the Think 6.5 is not really for me. I do really want to try out one of the brass ones though. So I think there's a guy called Reese who's going to send me his full brass one to build. I'm really excited for that. But I'm not sure I like the Think 6.5 as a whole. I'm just excited to see a whole brass one. I thought that was why you clipped it. There we go. There was a Think without the badge. Yeah, you could get a Think without the badge. I'm pretty sure that was certainly an option when it was in interest check. I'm not sure if it was actually sold like that, but I'm pretty sure there was. I love Cholitas. Yo, what's up, Jay? How's it going? It's going well, man. We're just getting towards the end of the stream. We're just having a bit of chat right towards the end of the stream, a bit of informal chat. Before we hand over to Mintley, because we're going to raid Mintley shortly. She's going to be live in a couple of minutes, maybe 15 minutes or so. When she goes live, we'll raid her. We'll send her all of our love. She's going to try and get us from this $7,230 max to $10,000 for Clackers Care. So I'm really, really excited for that. I'm hoping she's going to do well, but we'll see how she gets that. Did YouTubers hype the Think 6.5? I was wondering why not particularly exclusive integrated plate board was selling for 1.4k on the aftermarket. That just seems obnoxious to me. I really can't see the Think being worth 1.4k. I don't think many boards are worth that kind of money, but for a Think it just doesn't feel right. Please have mercy. Mentally, you're gonna get us up to that point, but I would love to see you shave your head. That'd be a great stream. That'd be a great stream. Penguin droppings, you'd have to do it too, though. Maybe if you're suggesting it, you should do it as well. Maybe that's how we have to play this. If she has to do it, you have to do it. I'm doing bangs, not shaving. Oh, right, okay. Get rid of your fringe. Yeah, okay. What did you think of the Key SS edition? It's nice. It's not for me. It feels like a bit of a kind of. I don't want to say this negatively. It feels like a little bit of a budget number 2, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I think that's just what I kind of feel about it. I don't think it's for me, but I think people who buy it will really, really enjoy it. But yeah, it's not for me. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Penguin droppings. We need to see pictures of your hair before and after, but you're gonna have to shave your head. Yeah, sorry. It's been on stream. Someone clip that. Someone clip the fact that Penguin droppings has to shave her head. There you go. Someone clip it. Go on. No one's clipping it. Frustrating. Any updates on the JO1 remenu? Yeah, so the redesign is complete. The prototype's ordered, Chilettas, and it should be with me in the next few weeks. And then we're going to build it on stream, and then we're going to start a group buy for it. So maybe not immediately after the stream, but at some point soon. So yeah. Gio, you shaving your head is like. It's like me drinking coffee. There's no punishment there. There's no punishment. Just when you're finally growing out your hair. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of your Penguin droppings. I've seen like all your setups and stuff on Instagram and like your kind of your keyboards and everything else, but I don't think I've seen a picture of you. I think I've seen a picture of your wrist when you were showing me a watch. For the JO1 round 2, will that be bigger than the JO2? No, so the JO1 redesign, the first run of it will be quite small. It'll probably be 40 or 50 units. If that goes well, then I'll do a second round and that will be bigger, and I'll look for wider vendors to do some more of them. So we'll see. But yeah. Personal keyboard, don't want my friends to think I have a horrible spending habit, which is kind of true. Oh, fair enough. I just have one, and it's for everything. It's for my personal stuff, it's for keyboard stuff, and it's for prototypists. So, yeah. J-score on the Mulk, please. J-score on the Mulk. I'm not going to run it through the actual J-score spreadsheet because we kind of don't have time. We've only got like 12 minutes. Mintley's going to be up there, but I'll give you my thoughts on it. It's Mulk. The 3D printing's pretty nice. I have seen nicer, but it's pretty alright. I'm not disappointed with the 3D printing. It's pretty good. I'd love to see one made in alu, though. I'd love to have an aluminium version. So yeah, this is the production JO2. Yeah, so this is this is the actual production version of the JO2. It's the first one off the production line. The rest of them are going to come off the production line shortly, and then we'll be shipping. The double PCBs are on the way to me, Zian. So as soon as they get to me, I can ship them out with the plates. If you do want a doddle plate though, extras, the doddle plates will be for sale in stock on Prototypist in a couple of days time. I'm just in the middle of changing warehouses, and once that's all sorted and the warehouses are done, then there'll be some other things going in stock as well. Some lubes just for the UK, not for any wider than that, but there'll be some doddle plates in ANSI and ISO available worldwide, and there'll be a couple of CFA desk mats as well, and some other bits and pieces going up as well. Yeah, so we're going to be building this particular board next week, Chilettas. We're going to be building this JO2, the production JO2. We're going to talk through some changes. We have taken the magnets away from the pen rail. That's not magnet mounted anymore. It is screw-in for a couple of reasons. I'll talk through that next week. There's also some internal changes to the board, and we've also now got adhesive gaskets, so the whole build is so much easier. So I'm going to go through that build next week. But yeah, it's going to be cool. Max Flex, yeah, the doddle PCB will be quite flexible. The plates for the doddle, they've got flex cuts in them, so the plates for the doddle actually match the PCB, so you should have the similar sort of feel for it. Tasty, absolutely. But as soon as I get the doddle PCBs in, Gondolindrum has shipped them. I'm tracking them. As soon as they arrive, I'll post them within a couple of days. No, you can't get in on the JO2 anymore. The group buy has closed. There may be a round 2 if everything goes well, but I'd rather do kind of like mini runs of like 10 or 15 boards at a time if people are still interested in the JO2, and kind of do like exclusive colorways for each one, rather than do big group buys again. I'd kind of like try to do small ones. So yeah, but I'm really happy with how this came out. I know it's covered in fingerprints, guys. I will give it a clean down before the stream next week, but I'm so happy with how it's come out. It's so neat and tidy. And just look at that. Just look how neat and tidy that is. How good does that brass look? This is covered in dust a little bit, but yeah, it looks really great. Just super happy with how that all came out. Look at that edge. Focus. If we can get it to focus. There you go. Look at that edge. Look how neat and tidy that is. So nice. Super tasty. I'm really excited to show you guys this. Look how tight that USB port is as well. Focus. Focus, camera. There you go. Look how tight that USB port is. Nice and neat and tidy. Look at that. What kind of surface finishing do you use for your brass parts? So these are... this camera's now focusing. No, hold on. No. Okay, let me see if I can get my face camera focused before I answer that question. There we go. There you go. That's it. All focus back in. So what was the question? Really pleased with how it came out. Yeah, James, I'm really happy with it as well. The brass parts are sandblasted and then they're clear coated. Thanks again, Rob. I'm sure you'll be back for when Mintley's on in a few minutes. Enemy's Friend finally committed to a 3D printer. I bought a new one as well. I've got mine here. It's running. You can probably just hear it in the background slightly. But I have got another one that's on its way as well. So I'm really excited for that too. So the JO1 remanu won't have that brass, but I'll take what I can take. Who knows? Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. You'll have to wait and see. White JO2 is going to be classed. Yeah, I'm really excited for my white JO2. I've got a personal one in white and in grey. As I say, this is actually a customer board. This will be a customer's board when the group buy all ships. This is going to UPass and it will turn out to be a customer's board. So yeah, maybe I'll put a little secret in the bottom of the board for them. So whoever gets that one, they'll have like a little gift underneath the plate and PCB assembly. So yeah, James, you did a stunning job on the CAD work for this and for the JO1 redesign as well. So James, legend. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Okay. Big hearts, yeah, big love. Clap, yeah. Give him all the claps, guys. Give him all of the claps. Every single last clap. That's what you need to give him. Don't give me the clap. Don't play with your emotions like that, man. Keep your ears to the ground, man. You need to see. Yeah, he's got the clap. He has the clap. That's what he has. So maybe just avoid him. Just don't go near him. Yeah. Sorry, dude. We've already given you it. You've got the clap, and Penguin Dropping's got to shave her head. There we go. That's just the way it is. What a way to find out in front of 208 other viewers. There you go, dude. Just happens this way. Clap confirmed. Oh god, I thought my earphones were broke for a second. Whew, hopefully not. Hopefully you're going to be all good for the stream, Minsley, because you're going to be starting in a few minutes, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how well Minsley does with this just shy of $3,000 that she's got to raise. So $2,770 that she's going to raise in just a couple of hours. You do $1,000 an hour, Minsley, and you're going to get there. Talk about any chance to do proxy hammer R3 for a prototypist? If they ask me to do, yeah. I only ever want to proxy things that I like. I don't want to proxy things that I don't like, because that just feels really bad to me to sell stuff that I'm not invested in personally. So I've only sold and agreed to proxy things I really like personally on the store, because I don't feel like I can do anything with that. But there is ISO, as James mentions, in round 3, so I'm really excited for that, and I will be picking some up. But if they ask me to be a proxy, then yeah, I'll absolutely sell it. If they don't, then I'm not the type of person that's going to go out and start approaching people to proxy stuff. I like people to come to me and ask me to do it. What would be your next keyboard? What's going to be my next keyboard? I think Thermal's shipping soon, so that might be the next one that comes in. But of course I've got Lodestone and JO1, and the Argyle prototype will be here as well at the same time as those two. They're all coming at the same time from the manufacturer. So yeah. And Salvin is doing some CNC for me as well, so maybe something from there. I can't remember what else I've bought. Yeah. Yeah, the Argyle Pro is looking pretty good, pretty good. It was the first board to come through the prototypist design service, so it's one that James and I are really proud of and really excited to share and see as well. Slick, if they approach me or if they ask me, I'll absolutely do it. Yeah, absolutely. Exclusive board in July, maybe. What's coming? Oh, so is that the E8.5? I've already got the E8.5. I've already got that, but I will be giving that away at some point soon. Have you not received your thermal yet? No one has. The thermals haven't shipped yet. They've not shipped yet. Exclusive board in July, maybe, or August. Not sure which one you mean, Penguin Drop-ins. I'm not sure which board you mean there. What colour did I choose for thermal? I went for the moon kind of silver colour, I think, with red parts. Oh, the E8.5. Yeah, I already have the white one here. Hold on. I already have the white E8.5 here with Olivia and the Salvin cap as well. There you go. It's pretty nice, pretty impressive. I'm going to give this away at some point in the near future. I will give this away on stream. Give the whole board away. Yeah, I don't know when that'll be, but it'll be given away at some point. Yeah. Maybe I'll raffle it for charity or something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Are those lights on the side? Yeah, these are lights just here. These are lights here. Yeah, indicator lights. I mean, we're 3K short. We might get there. I think Visionaire that Minsley's got this in the bag, and she's going to raise that last $3,000. I think between Top Clack's 2 streams we've done about $3,000, so I'm pretty sure Minsley can get the rest of the way there. I'm pretty sure she can do it. I'm confident she can do that. No pressure at all. She's got this in the bag. I'm 100% confident in her. Pressuring me to sell the 8.5 for the event. I couldn't do that. I promised I'd give it away. I shouldn't really be selling it. I promised I would give it away. I promised exclusive that after I'd reviewed it I would give it away, and I haven't had a chance to review it yet, so it's not really fair of me to do it for that particular board, I'm afraid. And I've already given away for one of my personal collection, so yeah. Are you guys moving forward with the favourite keyboard showcasing? Yeah, we will do a favourite keyboard showcase. We are going to do that. So Brian and I are going to have a stream at some point soon where we get our top 5 boards out and we talk about why they're our favourite boards and we let chat vote on which they prefer and all that kind of stuff. We are going to do that. Looking forward to the Ramakara. Yes, me too. I think the Ramakara is going to look really, really good. So yeah, we'll do that. Have you seen the Upras's Chimera with a board like that? Everyone should be there. Yes, the Chimera is a gorgeous board. I saw the prototype last year in Seattle. I was blown away by it, and I was really, really sad that I never got to buy one. So, is she ready yet? Is Mintily ready for me to hand over the stream? Because we're about on time now. We're about on time. Is she ready, or is she not? I don't know. She announced it on her Discord. Interesting. Oh, Upa's personal one. Well, I'll be watching anyway, so I shall see that if that's what she's building. But I'm really excited for it. She's ready. Okay, you're good. Okay, how do I do this? I need to raid you now. I need to work out how to do this. Okay, so I need to work out what your channel is. Come on. Let me cut up on that. That's not a keyboard. Not yet, anyway. Is it just Mintily? Is that what it is? Mintily? Yeah, it is. That's it. So okay. So let's go, guys. We're gonna go and raid Mintily. I want all of you guys to go ahead. Raid Mintily. Send her your love. Send her all of our love and help her get this last $2,770 raised, because I think that's going to be really, really cool if we can hit that $10,000 mark. But thank you guys for being with me for the past couple of hours. I'm going to hand over to Mintily now. So thank you very much for all of your time, all of your effort, and let's hit that $10,000 goal. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. You guys can do it with Mintily. I'm 100% positive. We're going to go in about 5 seconds, so send all of our love, and I'll see you again super soon, guys. See you now.